Hello, friends. It has been a bit of a journey today to get this up and running. I am sorry for the delay. I am not using OBS today. I will be using that on a future day. So, Ben, Roman, and I chatted, and he helped me get started with getting set up for that, which was fun. But it wasn't actually fully set up and ready to go the way that I was hoping it would be. So, we're going to go just with this video, which is not the way that I was hoping it would go, and that's okay. I'm rolling with the punches. And yeah, we'll just build using this forward-facing one. Jean is streaming at the same time as me. Yay! Love Jean. She's great. Hi, Zach. How's it going? Hi, Brandon. We are going to dive into the second instruction book for our fun set. So we'll be building out this, which is the Emporium. The beginning says, grand in appearance and full of welcoming details, the iconic Emporium is a classic Main Street landmark. Oops. There we go. Using a clever forced perspective, it feels larger than life. The ground floor is full scale, while the first floor is just 5/8 scale. It's a trove of Disney treasures waiting to be discovered. So very excited to dive into this today and yeah, eventually get to the place where I have all three of the instruction books complete. I haven't built any of it yet. I pulled out the Mickey and Minnie ears so that we could see what they look like on minifigures and on mini dolls. And so that's the only thing that I've done so far. So I'm eager to get actually building and started with this. So I'm going to start with bag 13, instruction book 2, and it begins with our heroine, Minnie Mouse. So let's put this here. Yeah, the setup that I have here was not for was not meant for what is going on now. So let me rearrange some things. Good times. Okay. The box came with 2 of these plates. So these are the 16 by 32 base plates. It also came with these 2 flex tubes in 2 different sizes, and that'll actually be showing up in the very last instruction book for the Crystal Arcade. So actually I'll show you here on the cover. You can see with Crystal Arcade how there are those 2 curved lines right above the entrance. That's what those flex tubes will be used for. I was just about to ask how far along you were. I knew you opened it and was assuming you started a bag or 2. I was hoping to start, I was actually hoping to build some with Philip before he left, and that was just chaotic, getting him ready to go. So didn't end up building any yet. Yeah, so this will be the start of it, which is fun. So obviously we know that Brandon is a fan. But curious if we have any other Disney fans in the chat, any other Disneyland fans in particular. You know, I think I'm also going to need to make sure that I have the sticker sheet. The set is so large. It's got 34 or 35 bags. And I separated it in half in terms of the parts. Whoops, drop a piece. Oh, no, okay. Anyway, I separated it into bags based on like half of the set, which is the first instruction book, and then the other, not even half, I guess it's really thirds. But I've got the last 2/3 here with me. And yeah, it's just a lot. All right, we start with Minnie Mouse. Does she have legs? She does. Okay, good. This is super fun because the Minnie Mouse that came with the collectible minifigures is pink with the pink and white dots, which I love, but I really wanted this red and white, more classic look and vibe for her, right? So thrilled that I have this now with this version. And I also love that the way they designed this, oops, just make sure her head's on correctly. The way they designed this was so that Minnie can wear her bow or can choose not to, which is fun. So here's the Minnie. And here's her bow. And I love that this bow has the polka dots because I think, if I'm not mistaken, let's see, is it nearby? It's not. I think the pink one doesn't have polka dots on her bow. I could be wrong. So hello, how's it going? Is that JJ? Trying to see the name from here. Good to see y'all. Hi, Sean. Thanks, y'all, for your patience. I've been having some issues this morning, or not morning, this afternoon as I've been trying to get started today. It's not really been easy getting going, so I am now finally here and moving. The OBS stuff just wasn't working for me, and that's okay. So see, I don't want it to be cutting off my head, but I think that's what's gonna maybe have to happen. This is why I wanted to use OBS. Let me zoom it back and go up a little. There we go. That's a little better. Maybe a little bit more. I can hold this up to you, I guess, as we go as well. So hi, happy Wednesday. What is new? What's the jam? What's going on? Philip is in New York now. If you've followed along on Instagram, may have seen his really cool project that he's been working on. Which Mini in Pink were you referring to? The one that came in the CMF line. So I don't remember if she has the pink polka dots or not, but I kind of think she doesn't. So you were building Disney, and I got here as quickly as I could. Yay! Yes, I've been waiting on this one. I planned to build a little bit with Philip before he left for his work trip, and we just could not get it together. There were way too many other things happening. One being we needed to finish the Jurassic Park Jeep, which we did, but I haven't shared my review yet. So I need to also gather that information and edit it together for y'all. But there were just so many things to do before he left. And part of it was filming and preparing the content that he wanted to have shared with his new mock that he shared with his work trip. So his work trip is working with, his company is Indeed, and Indeed partnered with Fox One to create a really cool job called the Chief World Cup Watcher. And this is a person who will sit in a glass box in the middle, or glass cube in the middle of Times Square for every single World Cup match. Watch all the matches, create some fun and exciting social content, and be in this glass cube where everyone can watch them watch, which is just wild and so cool. Philip works with Indeed, so he was involved in a lot of the planning and logistics behind the scenes of how this was all going to work out. To be 100% clear, Philip had nothing to do with the actual hiring process, nor did Indeed. That was all through Fox. But they hired 2 people, so they doubled what they had. They were going to do $50,000, and they doubled it to $100,000 so that each person gets $50,000. And we are thrilled with the 2 people they hired. They're so cool. So it finally got announced yesterday, and they did a big thing introducing and showcasing the really cool glass box in Times Square. And Philip is there doing all the work things, and finally got to meet the watchers that got hired for this in person, which is cool. And actually, I've chatted with them on social since then, because now we officially know who they are. But it's just been so incredibly fun because I'm proud of Philip. He did so much work behind the scenes that, a lot of times people don't get to see or understand a lot of that stuff. But he also made a Lego replica of the cube where the watchers will be. And Times Square, New York City picked up his Lego build out of the cube, brought it outside, and filmed their reel about this awesome happening in Times Square, but started it with Philip's Lego set in front of the thing and then moved it away. Then they went inside and they toured the whole facility, but they also kept zooming back over to his Lego build. So I'm super proud of him. It's really cool. Really cool. So you are about to see Philip and I make the World Cup our entire personality for a little bit, just because the excitement about this has just made us want to watch the games and follow along with all the stuff. I will say that I do enjoy live soccer games. We have, or football if you're in a different country, which is really the right way to say it. We just say it wrong. But we have a local team in Austin called Austin FC, that's a part of the MLS, and have gone to a couple of the games and really enjoy them. They're a lot of fun. So it's going to be fun to also just watch these on TV. I remember also in college watching the World Cup with my roommate, who was a huge fan. And that time it was like 3 and 4 a.m. when we were watching. And so I remember just like going to bed and then him waking me up so that we could watch a match. And it was a lot of fun. So anyway, super cool. He is gone until through this week and through part of next week as well. So Penny and I are solo, and that means that there's more responsibility. So taking care of Penny is a lot. I love her to pieces, and she is just a bit of a nuisance right now. So not nuisance, it's just there's so many things to have to factor in with her medications and everything. Like, it's just a lot. But she's handling things okay. Philip is arguably her favorite person. And so she was really, really sad and worked up when she saw him getting the luggage out, because she knew that luggage means that somebody's leaving. And yeah, she was a little bit worried about that. Hello, Bevan, Missy. Good to see. Good to see. Let's see. What else do we have? Fun fact, during Women's History Month, the traditional Mickey Mouse design you see in flowers as you enter Disneyland was changed to Minnie. What? That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Zach, do you have photos of that? I would love to see that. Pink Minnie from CMF has polka dots on both the dress and the bow. Okay, I was totally wrong. But that's good to know. Yeah, I haven't seen her recently. So in my you know what it is? There is a set that I got another Minnie Mouse in that was one of the Mickey and Minnie sets, but actually I think it was Minnie and Daisy, and it came with a solid colored bow for both Daisy and for Minnie. And I remember thinking, this should have polka dots. So I think I got those two confused. So it's a cool mock. Yay, agreed. He did a really good job. And it was actually really fun. He built 99% of it. Like, honestly, I wasn't really involved in the building, but I was the cheerleader and the assist with ideas when he was, stuck. So he would say like, oh, I'm trying to do this. Do you like this better or this better? Or, do you know of a part that could work for this or whatnot? But truthfully, like 97, 98, 99% of it was all him, which was so cool. On Saturday, right before he left, I ran to FedEx to print the stickers sheet. And it was like right before they closed, and there was a risk that it might not happen. And we were really nervous about it because those stickers make a huge difference and a huge impact on what it looks like. And that was a big part of what he wanted to make sure was accomplished. And so I was thrilled that it finally worked out. The people at FedEx were awesome and super helpful, and troubleshot with me for quite a bit until we got it right. But we filmed all of the building and all that kind of stuff the day before he left, because while he had built the whole thing, he was trying to find the parts to be able to build a second one just in case he was able to leave it in New York. And so a lot of what you see him building is a second replica of the pieces in terms of the inside furniture, but he was all the outside of it was like the actual structure that went to New York. So when he gets home, if he brings it home and isn't able to leave it there, then great. If not, though, he'll be building a second outer thing altogether and then rebuilding some of the furniture as well, because some of it all had to go there. But yeah, so it was interesting, but it helped because he built all this incredible stuff, and I was like, this is great, and I think people would love to see the build process. And he's like, oh, well, I need to build a second one. It's like, oh my gosh, how perfect. So I do love Philip's set. Is that a clap or all his? Pretty much all his. Like, he deserves full credit for that. He really did a great job. And you can tell with his builds, he cares a lot about precision and detail and smooth things and like making things look very clean. I think that's something that we both share a little bit with our mocks. But he also really likes to build things that he has a reference to see. So he will look up, with all of our heated rivalry Valentine's habitats, he found all these source images to make sure that we got the characters looking right. And he did a lot of the minifig customization, and I did the 3 scenes, or 2 of the scenes, I think. And then he's built some other things from movies and such over time. And it's like his process. He really prefers having some kind of reference, which is really fun. And he's great at that. At nailing those details. I'd love to see once he comes up with ideas, like how excited he gets, because it's really cool. So yeah, so that's been a lot of fun, and we had a lot of. I really enjoyed having to be like, "Where's Philip? Oh, he's in the Lego room again," because usually it's me. So it was a lot of fun, and then also just like weighing in when he would say, "Hey, I want to run this by you or get your opinion or whatnot." So yeah. So if you are coming to Brick Rodeo, he will be displaying it there. Whether or not it's the one that's in the cube right now or his own second copy is to be determined. That's where he knew he needed to have the pieces to do 2 just in case. So we are hopeful that they want to keep it there. This literally was not a part of the work project. It was just something he did for fun, in addition to all the hard work he was doing. So he had a ton of very late nights working on the job side of this actual project. And then he would continue late into the night working on the Lego side of it. So he's been quite a busy bee. And Penny and I are having a pretty chill week. She and I are just relaxing. She's been relaxing a lot on the couch, like she does. We spent a little time outside today, and I got stung by a wasp on my head. So that was a fun start to the day. Yeah, that was like, what in the world? We knew that we had some wasps. There's been a bunch of wasp nests that we've taken care of over and over and over again, and they keep rebuilding. So clearly it's not getting rid of the wasps, and we need to figure out something else. But I was cleaning up after Penny, and we have a little bin back there that we toss her little poop bags in. And I think when I stepped on the little foot thing to open the lid, I must have like somehow impacted a wasp that was out there. So all of a sudden I felt something right here, and it hurt, and I could feel like the wings flapping against my face. And you dropped it on poop bags. Yes. What I was saying is I got stung by a wasp today while I was throwing away Penny's poop bag. So, and while you dropped in on poop bags, I didn't drop it. I threw it because it freaked me out. I threw it in the air, and like smacked the wasp away from my head. And I was like bouncing around the backyard, running and like squealing. I'm sure if anybody saw me, it was very laughable. And it can be laughable because I'm okay. But yeah, that was a very rude awakening to the start of my day. It was literally the first thing. We take Penny out first thing, and get her food and everything, and then we come inside and get us our coffee and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so then I spent a long time researching, like, am I going to die? Panic, panic, panic. And I'm fine. I have a headache, and I think that the stinger must have not actually stung me too deep. I think that the stinger like just got in enough to, put some venom in there, but it wasn't like super deep, because I don't have like a major welt or anything, but I have a throbbing headache that's like localized to that one spot. So screw you, wasp. Why did you do that? Such a terrible start to my day. And yeah, and as soon as I got away from the wasp and got inside, I texted Philip and was like, I'm pretty sure I just got stung by a wasp on my head. And then went to Googling to try and figure out, like, do I need to do anything? Am I going to be okay? Whatever. And while I was doing that, he eventually saw it and started to panic and was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. I'm just really annoyed that we still have these stupid wasps. Can we please get rid of them? So I probably need to call the exterminator. So have you heard the remedy of putting mud over a bee bite? It works. I'm curious if it would work with wasp bites. I have heard of that. I don't want to put mud in my hair. I really don't want to do that. But I might have to if it like becomes a problem. Given that it's now just like a localized headache that just is like blah blah, throbbing. I think I'm gonna be fine as is. I did wash, like it's basically like right in my sideburns, kind of where it's really short hair, and so I did wash that area with soap and water because that was recommended to remove any extra venom that might have gotten on your skin. And then everywhere online says to not scratch it, and it doesn't itch; it just throbs. Which also then I was like, was it not a wasp? Was it like another type of animal? Um, I know it was a bug with wings because I could feel the wings and hear them because it was like right in my ear. And I assume it's a wasp because we have so many wasps, or have had so many wasps in that area. Okay, let me go back through because I missed a lot of the chat. Now it's us in Europe who have to watch the games at night. I'm so sorry. So sorry, DJ. Got lucky with Germany's times, but England plays pretty late, so I won't be able to watch the complete matches. Boo! That's such a bummer. I do love Philip's set. Is it collab? Yeah, it's his. You pulled it up. Minnie's dress is yellow and white polka dots. So cute. It's really cute. Yeah, so I have a Minnie in a yellow dress and a Minnie in a pink dress, and now I have a Minnie in a red dress, which is so fun. And Daisy has been so hard to find for me. I wish I'd seen this sooner. Yeah, I have one Daisy. She is from that set, and I think she's wearing purple. And I think she has a pink bow. She might have a yellow bow. If you want, I can actually go and find it in a little bit. So I'll keep working on this for a little bit and get through a couple bags. But then if you'll remind me, I'll go pull out the Disney minifigs. A wasp, yeah. Dropped in on poop bags. Don't know what's worse, wasp or airborne poop bag. Right? I know! Also, Lego the Millennial is our friend from Austin, and we're finally going to meet in person, which is wild since we live in the same area, at Brick Rodeo. We haven't met yet in person, right? Am I wrong about that? I feel like I'm right about that. Because you're down like a little south of Austin, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Ice pack later, maybe. Yeah, I thought about that too. So sorry, it got deleted. Was the mini you were thinking of Minnie's ice cream shop? It was, and it has a really cute bow that is large. That's like the top of the ice cream shop, and I've wanted to find a good use for that bow for like a large character. So from 2021, yes. Okay, cool. Thank you. I was like, if we have met, I am a jerk. Let me. You know what? I'm gonna grab the Disney minifigs now so I can show you what we have. To just give you a tour of the really fun ones that we've got. So let me move some things around, take it to them. In the original Disney Castle, which we did not get, there is a, oops, that's the wrong one. I have too many bins of minifigs at this point. Anyway, here, I'll show you because it may be helpful for you to see. This is how we do our minifig storage. And we have these bins that are from Michael's, and they are made for photos and other like craft supplies and stuff. But they fit minifigs really well. And are you kidding me? I did it again. This is the wrong bin. This is basically the CMF bin. I have, or the like non-IP CMF bin. And then this one is the IP/IP CMF ones. So I have like Lego Movie. Well, I have solid color figs for when I'm wanting to do anything that's completely solid color. This is the whole Disney section because it's Disney and Marvel and Star Wars all together. And then these three are essentially the Disney ones. So the like classic Disney and Pixar ones. Okay. So let me pull these open and show you. What's fun is whenever we get the CMFs, I like to have 2 copies of them because I like to have one as its original, and then I like to have another one that I can play with. So like we have at least 2 Kermits so that Kermit can be as not Tiny Tim, but Tiny Tim's dad from Christmas Carol, because we needed that one set up that way. I have now an extra Elsa and I have an extra Gonzo because I used Gonzo's head on Elsa's body for Gonzarella. And yeah, that way, like, we can make sure that we keep them all together. Also, I have 2 of these because we had to switch out the torso for Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. And then we use this body for Dale, which is just too cute. So that's our Chip and Dale's version. Okay, here is Daisy in all her glory. Yes, I was right. Okay, so solid pink, really, really cute. I love this Daisy. And she's got the tail, which I love too. Hi, Maya. Did you build it? I can't remember. I can't remember if you already did or if you were going to, or if it's one that you're going to buy. Been getting a case from Planet Fun Toys, no tax, no shipping, around $4.50 for figs. Wow. Oh, that's awesome. Is that how you've always been getting all the CMFs, or? Okay, and then, no joke, Minnie is not in here. Oh wait, okay, okay. I also have the grayscale Minnie, which she is being used elsewhere, but this is the body for Minnie Mouse. Well, no, it's not. It's almost the body. I don't know what happened here. I think, oh, you know what? I know exactly what happened here. We took the Minnie head off of this one and put her on in Santa's clothing so that it could be Mrs. Claus Minnie Mouse. That's exactly what happened, which is why I've got like randomly partial Mickey, partial Santa. I have Minnie Mouse body. And with these, it was a fabric tutu skirt. And I love and prefer the like thick, rigid ones. Oh, and here's another mini torso that came with one of the sets, and here's her black and white head. I need to reposition these and put them back together. I'm really disappointed right now in how poorly they are, like, not kept the way that they should be. But at least I have most of the parts here. I'm sure the other parts are elsewhere. I'm gonna have to look through my mocks because I know that I have a Minnie Mouse that is set up for Christmas. I know that I have a Mickey Mouse that's set up for Christmas. I know that I've got a Mickey and Minnie that are camping that's in a different, they're with a set that it came with, because I was pulling out all the summer sets together. And yeah, I'm trying to think of like what other ones. But those are some of our minis and our only Daisy. The Daisy Brickheads is also really cute, and we got 2 of those because of Brick Rodeo. There was a fun game that we played during Brick Rodeo. Okay, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I've got the camping Mickey and Minnie over here. Yes, I do. Okay, so at least I have this one. Oh, and it comes with, this is actually the very reason why I bought this one. So let me just check one more time. Do we have our pink Minnie Mouse nearby? Yes, I found her, and she has the polka dots. Okay, so I knew she did because Sean told us, and I believe you, but I still wanted to show you for comparison. Okay, this has been fun. Thanks for getting me to go through all my figs. You're like, that's not what I came to watch. So here is the original CMF Mini. So cute. Really, really love the polka dots. We'll put our side by side with the new one. So this was the first Mini in actual CMF form. I actually have the real first Mini minifigure, and it is a very old um, kind of almost like Fabuland style Minnie and Mickey. And she has a little suitcase that says Minnie, and it's adorable. I don't know where she is. I wish I did because I would show you right now. Here is the next Minnie that we have, which this torso is to die for. I love it so much. It is adorable. And that was a huge exaggeration to say it's to die for, but how cute is that with a little tied overshirt? Like that's just so cute. And then just for fun, here's the Mickey in his camping attire so that you can see them together. And the reason, the piece de resistance to why I bought that camping one was for him. And it comes with a little A-frame camper, which is just like super duper cute. And then this little car. So I do somewhere have the other parts for black and white Minnie. And then I do somewhere have the other parts for yellow polka dot dress Minnie. I don't know what this torso's from. So it's definitely a mini torso, but I don't know what Minnie Mouse it came from. So yeah, now I have all of these out and no place to put them. Thanks, y'all. Let me just dump them nearby and deal with them later. This is like the reason why our house is a mess is it's like, okay, I'm just gonna put these here for now. I'll deal with it later. Sorry, Philip. Okay, done with bag one. Favorite part of bag one, obviously, is Minnie. But then we've got all of these different colors for the baseboards and floorboards and stuff. And this is just going to be a very fun build. The bags that I opened with the Mickey and Minnie ears all came from this building. So very excited about it. All right, let's see what else we got. Since D&D series, I've been doing that, just shipped to the door. That's awesome. And a great way to do it. I really like to always have the full collection of them. We collect the CMFs. And so you probably saw in my video that I shared last week, I think. But redoing our minifigure, my minifigure shelf that my father-in-law built. It's right over here. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. And so at any given time, it always has the 5, or well, as long as I keep up with it, has the 5 most recent minifig series on it, which is just super cool. And then anytime we get an IP specific series, I replace all of them with all Marvel or all Disney. Or when it was Spider-Man, I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, do I do Spider-Man and then all the rest Marvel? And so I think I actually didn't end up putting the Spider-Man up on that on the wall. And that was also like right before we went to Denmark. So they ended up not getting displayed. It's sad. Womp womp. I also, at this point, could probably do like, well, I don't have the full collections of the Batman ones. So anyway, totally off. You've got me all over the place right now. Haven't gotten this set yet, but the pictures look amazing. It's really beautiful. Came here to see Main Street, but now I'm learning how to store minifigs. It's a big win for me. Yay! I love that. I will get back to Main Street, I promise. I've been chugging away at lighting and tearing up my plates for the gingerbread. Yay! Posted an update on the channel, including lighting and small mushroom from the botanical you just did. That's awesome. Very excited to see it. And all too cute. The only minifig that you have is from the ice cream one with Daisy. It's a great set. And I was so glad that they came out with that whole wave of mostly 4+ sets, because there were so many options for getting Mickey and Minnie. But of course, in their iconic outfits, it's harder to find unless you got some of the big sets. So like I said, I'm thrilled that in this set, we get the 2 classic Mickey and Minnie that I think were the same ones. I want to double check, but I think they were the exact same ones from the Disney Castle. So we have never had room in our house for the Disney Castle. It is far too large, both with height and width and depth, for us to have a good natural place for it. And it's a bummer because it's one that I would love to have. But I feel like you need to, with that set or with the Millennium Falcon, huge one or anything, I feel like you always need to plan for, this is where we're going to have it on display. It needs that level of treatment, and we don't have the space. So, okay, Minnie, you're going to move so that I can continue to build over here. I'm loving with the new castle that, I mean, it's not new at this point anymore, but the refurbished one, that they went with the different colors. And that part of that is this like the almost peach color, right? I think it's light nougat. And that we're getting some of that in this set too. I think together it would all look beautiful. Although I've thought about this and like it doesn't really make sense for and I will not throw shade at anyone who does this, but it doesn't really make sense for the Cinderella's castle to be partnered up with Main Street Disney, does it? Because the Main Street USA is specifically in Disneyland. I know there is a Main Street in Disney World, but I believe it is a different vibe and feel to it. But I don't remember fully. It's been years since I've been. I think we went in 2015. And before that, when I lived in Miami, I actually went quite a few times because I had friends that worked at UCF. So I would come and stay with them and go with them over a weekend and just make it a quick Disney trip. I miss those days sometimes. I also love how life has turned out, so I don't need to go back to them, but you know, nostalgia's fun. But yeah, I don't fully remember Main Street looking the same from place to place. Does anyone who's a huge Disney fan know? Or does anyone want to search for us and let us know? Regardless, if I had the Disney castle, I probably would and I had the room, I probably would set it all up to where it's like combined, you know, because I think it's perfectly fine to say this is how I'd want it to be. You know, we can use our imaginations, y'all. So, okay, this is fun. So we are using these panels sideways and upside down or facing downward to create little shelves, which is really cool for like a little shelf display around the walls. That's a clever part usage. Let's see. You found the suitcase. Yes, it's Scala Mini. Yes. I was going to say it's when I said Fabuland, I was like, that's not really, I think, the right way to say it. But yes, a friend of mine found Scala Mini and Mickey and gifted them to me for my birthday a number of years ago. And they're treasured parts of my collection. I think I have some like nostalgic old school figs. I think I know where they are. They're in a glass display window in one of our shelves, but it's like not in this room and kind of further away. So I need to get around to reorganizing and putting stuff up on display again. 4+ sets seem to have the best figs in my opinion. I will never overlook a 4+ set. Agreed. Also, 4+ sets typically, if not always, don't have stickers. They always have printed parts. And so that's another reason for, you know, vote for adults using those 4+ sets. There are some really great printed parts that I've gotten from 4+ sets over the years. My favorite being the autumn leaves panel. It's like a large, I think 5 brick tall by 6 brick wide panel that has what looks like autumn leaves on aspen or it might be another type of tree, but I think of them as aspen because of Colorado. And it's just beautiful. And so I've used that a lot for some fun backgrounds and little mini scenes. And I also have some really great printed parts just from other Frozen sets too. That's when I think I first discovered that like, oh my gosh, these sets have printed parts instead of stickers. So hello, Victor. Welcome. Let's see. You need to combine Main Street USA with I cannot pronounce this. Neuschwanstein in the inspiration for the Disney Castle. I love that idea. That is also, I would need to get that castle too to combine them. I've actually thought about buying the little mini Sleeping Beauty castle because, you know, that one is from Disneyland and would be like perfect for that. And it kind of gives that forced perspective vibe since you'd be like looking closer down Main Street and then further away, you've got the little Disney castle. So we'll see. So And Tokyo and Shanghai are distinct. Awesome. From Google, Florida and Eastern Seaboard Victorian. I was going to say I thought it was different. Thank you. Disneyland California is themed to Walt's childhood, Marceline, Missouri. Hong Kong is based on the California one. So, fun fact for you. While it is true that California is based on Walt's hometown, the actual physical buildings that they used as very close, direct references are in Fort Collins, Colorado, where I went to undergrad. And the firehouse in particular is like 1-to-1. It's the exact same firehouse. It's so, so pretty. That's something that we used to say to people when we were giving tours of campus at my undergrad. And I remember when I finally got to go to Disneyland and see it in person, I was like, oh my gosh, I am in downtown Fort Collins, Colorado. This is exactly like they weren't lying with that, which is really, really fun. So, but yes, it was also the architectural style was pulled directly from Walt's childhood hometown, and it's the same architectural style that's in Fort Collins. And so yeah, so that's a little fun fact for y'all. If you ever want to visit Fort Collins, Colorado, it has the most days of sunshine per capita, or per year, not per capita. I think it was like 300 days of sunshine a year. And it's beautiful and lovely and in the Rocky Mountains. Well, it's right outside the Rocky Mountains, so it's in what we call the foothills, which is the like area of rolling hills right next to the mountains. So a lot of people experience Loveland, my hometown, or Fort Collins because they drive through that area when they're going up to Estes Park. So when I found out that the Disneyland Main Street set was real, I was thrilled and so excited because of the connection with Fort Collins as well. So it was like, okay, all these things just feel meant to be, which is super fun. When I first became an ambassador, that was the summer. So I was accepted in May, and June 1st was when they released the Disney Castle. I think it was the first Disney Castle. Is that right? 2023? That's a lie. I think it was the second Disney Castle. It must have been the second Disney Castle. Anyway, it was when they released it, and I remember thinking, oh, I wish I would have been accepted earlier because then I could have maybe gotten this. But yeah, didn't get a chance to. So, wait. I am confused. Austin, have we talked about Fort Collins and Loveland? I don't remember talking with you about this, but how fun that you just said, oh, Fort Collins and Loveland were great. Have we, and forgive me if we've talked about it and I forgot. I will always be honest about the fact that my memory is not perfect. It's far, far, far from perfect. So Zach says, I miss Fort Collins oh so much. Old Town was such a fun time. So fun fact, Zach and I were there basically around the same time, which is just nuts. Your memory is not trash. We have not. Thank you. Okay, I was like, I don't think we've ever talked about this. And I appreciate you saying my memory is not trash. I give myself a really hard time about it because there are many, many times where like Philip and I are talking about something, and like just the other day we were watching the Tony Awards, and I was talking with him, and it said something about like, I've never seen Lost Boys, and he's like, we watched Lost Boys last year at Halloween. I was like, we didn't? No, we didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. But also, arguably, when we watch movies, I am doing this the whole time. I am building something. Like I have a hard time sitting still, if that's not clear. But also like, especially being an ambassador and the volume of sets that we get, sometimes I'm like, I want to make sure that I'm keeping up with these things and making progress as well. So like sometimes that's part of why I'm building during that time too, but I just like to do something. I don't like sitting still. So yeah. Let's see. I cannot speak for Philip, but your memory isn't trash here. Thank you. Thank you so much. So kind of you. I really appreciate that. And if it ever comes up, I'm going to tell him, hey, It's been verified that my memory is not trash, so back off. Although he's not, I think I'm actually the one who gives myself a hard time far more than he is. So, okay, we are now putting in some additional things. Okay, in just a second, I'll turn this around so you can see what's happening with these shelves. So the panels that we have underneath that I was saying are making these little shelves. It's actually more like wainscoting around the base underneath all those shelves. So it's kind of like the bottom of what those shelves are. And so I guess not wainscoting because that would be all the way around. But let me just give you a glimpse. So we used all of these 1x1s in different colors to make those fun, colorful drawers or windows potentially, right? Then we have those jumper plates, and those jumper plates are going to get some fancy things you can buy in the store. Underneath, you can see where those panels lie. So I'll turn this a little bit so you can see from the side. So you can see underneath there, which I think is a really nice visual detail. They could have just done a brick to stack it up, but then it would have been like flat down to the ground. And I think this adds a nice level of depth and dimension. But yeah, that's where we're at so far. This is bag 14. So we're 2.5 bags in at this point, or 1.5 bags in at this point. Oh, just kidding. We are 2 bags in. We just finished bag 14. Okay, let me find 15. This is one that I had to open. So I need to figure out which bin it's in. Here's 17, 16. I think, do these characters go with 15? They go with something. I need to figure that one out later. But here's 15. Okay. Ta-da! So 15 gives us the shopkeeper. And she's so cute. And her outfit looks directly pulled from the Disneyland outfits that they wear in the stores. So loving that element of like true to the experience of what you'd see. Also, I was like, as I was opening all those bags individually, just to get the minifig or the Mickey Minnie ears out, I was like, I cannot lose any of these pieces. I need to have all these when I actually build this set. I don't like doing it in this weird order. It feels so wrong to be opening a bag just to take out a minifigure or just to take out a minifigure accessory. So I was very, very cautious with that. All right, here is our first human, since Minnie Mouse is not a human, she is a mouse. Here's our first human. I'm going to show you her 2 faces first before I put on the hair. So she's got a nice little smirk. And then she has a face on the back side that says, oh my gosh, that kid is destroying all the hard work I just put into reorganizing all of those t-shirts. Because she works in retail, and retail is really hard work, y'all. Look at, also one more time, take a look at her name tag. That's so cute. And I'm loving the little tied, oh, what do you call it? What's the word for what she's wearing around her neck? Bandana, I guess? Scarf? Yeah, really cute. So anyway, love her. Thanks for welcoming us into your store. And now I need the sticker sheet. So let me check real quick. Usually I tuck it into the instruction book so that I don't lose it and it doesn't get all bent out of shape. However, this time is different. Which also, this was like I said, this is a weird way to do this crap for it, where I opened up a whole bunch of bags. I have to go check in the other room. Dadgummit. There's my like old man sayings coming through. I'm gonna look here. While I'm looking, drop in the chat what your favorite ride is at Disneyland or Disney World. And if you've not been to one of those theme parks, maybe at like some type of theme park that you've been to, what ride or rides do you really like and feel nostalgic about? Sticker sheet, where'd you go? Is that my song? What's wild is I have just come across 2 other sticker sheets for 2 other sets that are works in progress right now. So, oh, here it is. Perfect. Okay. And actually, while I'm over here, I'm going to bring this to y'all to show you. There are 4 instruction books for this set. I was wrong. I said 3. And there are 3 base plates. I was wrong and said 2. I forgot that in the first half, we get another base plate. So there's 3 of those. We also get, here is the very first instruction book. So you build the little popcorn stand and the fire truck, which the guy who designed the fire truck there was a little interview with him, and I'll have to find it and share it with y'all. It was really cute. And then here is the first instruction book, and this is the building I'm most excited to build. And for some reason, the way that I approach things is I save my favorite thing for last. That's how I eat food. That's how I build things. I really enjoy the kind of the anticipation of getting to the thing I'm most excited about. So this is the one I'm most excited about because of that direct connection to Fort Collins, Colorado. And now the instruction or the sticker sheets, y'all. This is a lot. There are 3 sticker sheets. Here's the smallest one. These are different pieces that are going to go in the store. Here's the next one, which this one has 2 of my favorite stickers on it. And I kind of don't want to put them on this because I kind of want to use them in a different way. Look at that Star Wars poster. I am obsessed. And then the little Mickey one beside it, like, just too cute. And then here's the other one, and this is like all the different shop labels for all the different buildings. So fun, really good stuff in here. I am not wanting to put on this Star Wars one because I want to use it in a different way. I want to put it on a tile. I want to see if that would fit on a 2x3 tile because it would be great to have that as like a poster. Right? Like, I just feel like it has to go elsewhere. Even the Grogu and Groot backpacks here, like, can we not put them in the set? Can I do something else with them? They're just too cute. Although these might be on, if these are on tiles, I'll put them on the tiles. That works perfectly for me. But yeah, I just really want these 2 as actual stickers for like posters instead. So, okay, I've missed a lot here. So I can 43222 Lego is Cinderella, released in 2023. 71040 from 2016 is mixed on Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty one. Oh, thank you. So 43222 was the one that came out the year that I started, and that was the second version of it, right? I'm looking all this up. I find it fascinating and I love castles. Thank you for looking it all up for me too. I appreciate it. Do you recall a gelato store in Fort Collins called? Yes, I do. Gelazzi. Favorite reason to go downtown. Yes, so good. And now I really want gelato. Maybe I'll treat myself to gelato this evening. We'll see. Kerchief. Yes, I think handkerchief, bandana. I think kerchief is probably the most appropriate, or maybe scarf, but probably kerchief. Sorry, I'm back. Forgot I had a phone call. What part of the set are you working on? I started with instruction bag 3, which is the second building. It's the Emporium, and so we are working on this. I haven't built any of the rest of the set yet, but I wanted to save instruction bag 1 for last because that is the or 2 for last because that is the firehouse, which I'm most excited about. And then 1 is the fire truck and the popcorn little kiosk. And 4 is the other big building. So those should have been minifig accessories. Oh my gosh, right? Why did you empty the bags? I've resold the paper bag, like chip bags rolling and then taped shut. Yeah, so the reason I emptied the bags was because I wanted to film a reel showing minifigures and mini and Friends dolls, mini dolls wearing the Minnie and Mickey ears. Specifically, I wanted to see what it looked like on Friends dolls because the set is only minifigures. And because we got the set like 2 days before the end of the month, it was so close to the end of the month this time. There wasn't going to be enough time to film to build it quickly and film a review and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, I want to share something about this because I was really excited about it. I'm not one to typically feel like I have to be first out the gate with a review, and my reviews are different anyway. It's not really what I think people come to my accounts for. If that's not the case, let me know. If you want something different too, let me know. But yeah, so I'm not one to like feel like I need to just like, oh, I have to post this because this is the exact moment that I can. But in this case, I was really excited and I wanted people to see what I discovered about the Friends, how it looked on Friends, especially on Grumpy Cat, because Grumpy Cat with mini ears is perfection. So there should have been minifig. Yes, I wish there were minifig accessories within the store beyond the Minnie and Mickey ears. And I will say, I have been wanting Minnie and Mickey ears since at least 2016. And the only reason I remember that is I was working in the engineering college at UT, and our university had a brand new at the time 3D printing lab, which now I'm like, how funny that was so big and huge at the time, because now the accessibility of it has like grown and exploded, right? But I had asked some of our student workers if they could figure out a way to 3D print me some Mickey ears in particular, because I thought Minnie ears might be too challenging for them. And one of them said he would, and then he forgot to and never got around to it. So I was bummed about it. But I remember specifically being like, that would be so cool. And Philip and I had gone in 2015 and then in 2017 to Disney World and Disneyland. And so I think I just had Mickey on the brain in 2015. Okay, this says the sticker depicts the original 1977 movie poster for Star Wars: A New Hope and is shown for sale as a collectible poster. I can't use this sticker here. I can't. I have to use it as an art print that'll be able to be added to the wall, because otherwise it's inside this panel. And the one sticker placement that I hate more than any other is inside a panel. It looks fantastic and it matters, and I get why those get included in sets, but I feel like it locks the sticker in to be only useful in very specific situations. Whereas I like to put them on tiles because you can always use snot bricks to attach the tiles to a wall in any building and make something an art print. Or you can use it as like a torso for brickheads. So if you want your brickhead to have that retro Star Wars poster, your brickhead might need to be a little bit taller to have a longer torso for that size of a print. But square ones always fit perfectly. So that's just kind of where there's my 2 cents about the use of these stickers in these ways. And the cool thing is, we can decide to do whatever we want. We do not have to do exactly as it shows in the instructions. We don't even have to build the set, y'all. We could just take this and build a dragon. So, let's see. Sounds like you just collected that poster. Yes! I love that. That's going to be my like new favorite thing, is like when I went to Disneyland Main Street, or I went to Main Street USA in Disneyland, and all I got was this amazing poster that I collected. Because Mighty Morphin J said that they support that. So thank you. Okay, I'm doing all this backwards now. I do like this technique. So if you didn't know, and you probably do because y'all are great Lego builders, but the distance between studs when you're doing snot building sideways, and you just stack snot building or snot bricks on top of each other, there's always a gap between them. And if that's not what you want, then there's a different approach you need to take for combining things, and that's using Lego math, which actually I have a little reel video that explains that. But if it's what you want, it creates a really cool design aesthetic that creates like almost like wooden panels across the outside of a building or whatnot. So I love when we see that intentionally. So what I mean by stacking I mean, y'all should probably already know this, but this is two of them on top of each other. This distance is different than the distance that we would see in the bricks that come with 4 studs that are snot bricks. Those are 5 studs tall. These are 6 studs tall. Or I mean 5 plates tall, and these are 6 plates tall. So let's see. I've been successful at removing stickers. Same. If you want to use for the review and then remove for use in other builds. I have 2, except inside panels. Otherwise, I probably would do the same. But that's a great point. There are ways to remove stickers. My key for removing stickers is to save the sticker sheet, because this side that's like the texture of that can slide if you shimmy it up and down, can slide underneath the sticker, and then you can get a one of these guys, brick separator underneath, and pull it up. So definitely worth doing if you have multiple needs for a sticker. Or if you get a set from resale or something and the person before you mistook how to put on stickers and did it all wrong, you can fix it sometimes, even older stickers, which is fun. So, but yeah, so this is just like a really great technique here for the panels, which I think is fun. And yeah, regarding stickers though, because it would be inside this panel, it's much harder to remove. I've been successful at it once or twice, but typically it ends up bending the sticker. But you're absolutely right that it is possible, which I love. So also, I'm excited that Maya is going to go from being on the other side of the screen like this to being with me in a couple weeks for our Lego Masters rewatch parties. So she and her dad, Jamie, have been avid participants in the chat, which has been great. And it's also fun because you're also able to like chime in with some of your experience with it too. So it like adds to the experience to people who are watching along with us. But they'll be our special guests, not for next week, not for Wicked, but for the week after. So that'll be lots of fun. I was texting today with Joe and Anthony to try and get them set up for a date as well for one of the weeks. So happy Main Street Day! Look who's here. Hector, I would say you're the biggest Disney fan, but if that's true, or if I were to say that, which I actually did, then Brandon would probably be upset because he's also a pretty big Disney fan. And also some of you, others of you might be big Disney fans who might be upset as well. Mighty Morphin J might feel like they're the biggest minifig or Disney fan. So like, I can't pick the top Disney fan in the chat. I'll let you all duke it out for that battle, but at least I know you're all excited about it, which is fun. So this set, it really is full of really great details. I've only a lot of times with set reviews. That's right. It's going down. I knew it. I knew it. I knew that competitive streak was coming out. Bring it on. I love it. I love all the violence. Just kidding. So we're the biggest Disney fan crew, you know. That's fair. That is very fair. Yeah, we can go with that. The other big Disney fans that I know don't watch my streams, so if they're offended by it, they won't even know that they're offended by it. When I was in grad school in Miami, and I would go up to visit my friends up in Orlando who worked at UCF, a lot of them chose to work at UCF because it was in Orlando and they wanted to be able to go to Disney all the time, which I just thought was so fun that was like a huge factor in their decision on where they wanted to live. Like, how great, you know, how great. And I was thrilled that I think it was a 3.5-hour drive from Miami. Maybe it was a 4-hour drive, but not bad at all. And so I remember getting a pass. And because I lived in Florida at the time, the passes were like an actual decent price. And I remember, I think at the time I only got a 3 pass. And I wanted to do more, but I was like, I don't know that I should be spending all this money on this because Miami is a little expensive. And I worked in education, which is not the best type of job to have when you're in a very expensive environment like that. But yeah, I remember going up and seeing them. And I think I might have gotten that 3-day pass like a couple times, a couple different years, because I was there 2.5 years, I think. But it was always so fun to go visit them. And one of them, he ended up getting a boyfriend who was obsessed. Like the two of them were major, major Disney fans. And I just loved going and staying with them because their house felt like a Disney Wonderland. It was cool. So, plus, those are the people you want to go to the parks with because they know all the tricks to avoid the crowds and do all the right things. Like if and when we go back to Disney, Hector, Brandon, you all are going to need to give us all the advice that we need to know. So, and also maybe meet us there. I would love to go again to Disneyland in particular because I've been to Disney World quite a few times. And I prefer California in general to Florida. But the parks in Florida are also great, of course. But yeah, like we've only done Disneyland. Actually, I've done it twice. I went once for a conference years ago. So, hello, Brett. How's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for joining and thanks for the shout out. Are you as excited as a lot of the others in this chat for the Main Street Disney set? Is that high on your list, or is that one that's just like, cool, great for other people, not for me? Totally fine either way, of course. Okay, now I love it when the instruction books have some fun facts. Ooh, actually, before I read it, I'm going to place the items that go in here so that you can see. And I need to find the bag. Oh dear, where did I put that? Like I said, I told myself I cannot lose any of these parts when I took all this apart, or when I opened up the bags separately, because I was like, these need to stay together. Let's see. I think it's this one. Okay, yeah, it's this. Whew. Crisis averted. All right, so I'll build this next thing and then we will read what it says in the instruction book because it's a little bit of a spoiler otherwise. First off, we have this square bin, and inside we put 3 of the candlesticks to look like scrolled up, rolled up posters, which I love. And there's a similar use of these in that same way in the One Piece set, in one of the One Piece sets, and they're meant to be all the maps, which is really fun. So I've seen that technique done similarly, but with different colors and such. Now, the piece de resistance, the thing I was most excited about with this set would be, it's so exciting. Yay! These Mickey ears are just perfection. Just perfection. Right now, you can tell it's that one is standing on one of these guys. So these, yes, show all those hearts, right? This is the heart reaction moment of the stream for sure. I am obsessed, and I love these so much, and they fit beautifully on minifigures. And it's not wanting to go where it needs to go in the set, but they're really, really perfect. I just love them so much. So I'm going to try and install this, and then I'm going to go grab my sig fig, and I'll grab a friend's doll, and that way you can see what they look like on friend's dolls as well. So let's put one here. There we go. Now I will say I was hoping and wishing that there would be a second, like an extra one of these, or an extra one of the mini ears. And there's not. There's only one of every single one in the set. Like, you know how there's usually 2 of tiny pieces? The mini ears in particular are so tiny that I thought just maybe, and no. But look at that. Like, they're just so cute in the windows. It's just perfection. It's just too good. So let me go grab some sig figs, and we'll show you the way it all looks. So when I did this, I gathered the sig figs from the mini dolls that were from, or not the sig figs. I gathered the mini dolls that were from Friends, and specifically looked for the Friends Wave, the most recent one. And, oh, that's what I was looking for. I need to find a angry cat. Here we go. Grumpy cat. Grumpy cat. And I need to find a mini doll. You know what? I have a whole bunch over here in my minifigure storage. So we'll hop back in there. Now, there are some things to know about the way this works with mini dolls that was just helpful to explore and see, because it is a little different than minifigures, the way that it looks and works. And also, actually, the same applies with minifigures because of the hair pieces that are used. So, okay, this one has hair, so that'll be helpful. Here, let's also bring over the Disney ones, because why not? All right. Okay, friends. First up, minifigure Mickey ear sig fig setup. This is Justin, and this is Justin at a Disney park. It's just so perfect, y'all, right? I'm just so pleased. I'm so pleased with how well it looks. So I think that works really well for minifigures. Now let's try a mini doll. And let's do, let's do this Disney one. He's not wearing his cape because his cape is very expensive. And I got this at a draft. But this is our really handsome friend from Wish, Disney Wish. And when you give him the Mickey ears, I feel like mini dolls look a little bald, more so than minifigures do, which is silly because the minifigures, I think, also could look bald as well, of course. But, like, it's not exactly the same vibe. And I feel like, and maybe we're just used to seeing minifigures with hats without hair, so more so than mini dolls. But that was one thing where I was like, I don't know that I love this. And I would say, especially for the female hair, like longer hair style, or female coated style haircuts, not having that hair at all with just the Mickey ears looks kind of odd. The mini ears, however, work with a lot of those, but not all of those. And so once we get some in the set, I'll show you what I mean by that. But yeah, curious about your thoughts on the Mickey ears and the mini ears and all that. I can imagine those hats being popular if they hit Pick-a-Brick, though licensed stuff usually doesn't. Yeah, my assumption is it won't hit Pick-a-Brick because of licensed stuff, and I don't think it'll ever be on the Build-A-Minifigure bins. I would love to see them in a Build-A-Minifigure bin at Disney Springs, like in the Lego stores that are in or right by Disney parks. I think they should have special opportunity to have the mini ears and the Mickey ears. And I think that Disney could even, in their stores on the theme parks, they could create a build your own minifigure section or build your own mini doll and have it in there. I don't know why they don't do that. That to me feels like a huge missed opportunity. And they could still make it exclusive to the parks, right? They could still have that level of the only way to get this is this special way, which is kind of what it's like with this. The only way to get them is in this really, really expensive set that's too big and not practical for a lot of people's homes. So, you know, they have to be, I just think they could expand upon it. So, all right, let's look at mini ears though, while we're complaining about the hard way it is to find them. You hear that, Disney? Listen up, listen up. I'm in a very, very silly mood today, by the way, if it's not clear. So, so here's what makes me real sad. The hair that I've chosen for my minifig, first off, the hair that I have for my sig fig, it's not purple, it's not pink, it's not magenta. I would love for Lego to create this hair, if you're listening, Lego, in, I think magenta would probably be the right color for me, but they don't. And the purple options don't really work well. The pink options don't work well for me at all. But also, so I typically use the brown or the dark brown, but also it doesn't have a hole in the top because the hole in the top of the heads or of the hair pieces are almost always from more female coated hair, designed probably for bows and flowers and female coated, female identifying type things like that, which I don't like because why can't I wear a princess crown, right? Why can't I add these little fun accessories to my hair? If they're going to make some hair pieces that have the holes in the top, can't they just do that to all of them? Now, I say that, and that may be a super unpopular opinion because I know some people hate the holes in the top of hair or on the hair, but that to me would be a win because then Justin could wear the Mickey ears or the mini ears, and I am going to take one of these hair pieces and figure out if it's possible for me to make a little tiny hole in the top so that I can do that because I just want to. I think it'd be so cute. So, minor little gripe. That said, I love the Mickey ears and it's fine. Also, I should be wearing my Mickey ears right now. I'm kind of embarrassed at myself for not doing that. I need to figure out. I think they're in our guest bedroom. So, maybe in a little bit I'll get a coffee refill because clearly I don't need coffee right now. And when I do, I'll run it and see if I can find them. So the way these get displayed first off in the store is we use these parts, just like you would like the princess crowns or whatever that have the little tiny, or like the party hats and stuff, which now there's so many accessories that are not as gendered or not meant to be as gendered that I think that adds more reason for them to put holes in the top of all the minifig hair, to make it more universally useful. But yeah, so cute, y'all. Isn't that adorable? I love how the bow just kind of sits in the ear, and is a little bit smaller in general. The ears are a little smaller than the Mickey ears, I believe. Well, no, they look about the same. They might be ever so slightly smaller, the outer ear part, but it's not like significantly different. And then it just looks so cute in this little storefront window. So just showing you this now before we pull out the mini dolls to give you a sense of what they look like with them. But really cute, right? What's funny is if we want to be really meta or redundant, it's Minnie wearing mini ears. So unnecessary. So unnecessary. And I love it. I actually kind of love this tiny bow on her, though. I mean, the bigger bow is more accurate, is more like street accurate for the way you would find Minnie on the streets. But you know, the bigger bow, it works. It's right. It's definitely the right vibe. But still. So here is my favorite find from playing around with the mini dolls. Oh my god, it's just too freaking cute, right? Like, I just can't. Oh, it's so cute. So that's what it looks like on our little angry kitty friend. Now, let's show you on some other mini dolls to get a sense of what they look like there. So, our friend from Wish does not have a hole, which is a bummer, so she can't wear one. Who is this? We've got Pocahontas. Oh, Pocahontas can wear one. Talk about the commercialization of everything, right? let's put Pocahontas in mini ears. Oh my goodness. But we're going to because I have her in my hand right now. So yeah. So I don't remember if this is the hair that came with this Pocahontas. I think it is. But you can see it kind of like stands higher than the hair a little bit, but it's still kind of cute. When we look at, let's see. Okay, this is a fantastic example, actually. Here's Elsa. Let's get the Elsa, the pink ones, to juxtapose with the light blue. Let it go, let it go. Give me pink mini ears. So works well with the top of her hair. However, on the back, we've got this little spot that's for like flowers and bows and stuff. And it doesn't work. I mean, it fits in there, but obviously that's not how you would wear mini ears. And the challenge with a lot of these hair pieces is the little hole that's in them is only in the back. It's not in the top, which means they can't wear them. So there's just not universal opportunity for every hairpiece to be able to wear them. Which isn't like the worst thing in the world, of course. But if you have a sig fig and your hair doesn't have a hole in it like mine, or like let's say you go with the hair for Liana, like her hair is awesome and would match somebody perfectly. The only hole though is in the very back. It's not on top. So there's no way to do it. And if you wanted to have that little cute bun, like you couldn't, right? So just a little frustrating to me with these characters that not all of them have the opportunity to wear the mini ears. Here's another, like, why couldn't they give her the little hole on the top? I don't see why she has to only have the one on the back. So I'm curious to know from Lego if there's any specific reason why certain hair pieces have the hole, certain hair pieces don't. If it's more expensive when they're making the molds for them to create holes, and so that's why very few of them have more than one hole. Like, what's all that about? Because it seems to me like they could easily adapt some of these things to make it a little bit more universally acceptable or useful. So, all right. In my opinion, the license parts should be available for a markup and make everything available, nothing exclusive. Now that would be amazing. I would love that. Probably use a tiny drill or ask your father-in-law which drill since he's good at woodwork. That's very true. I should bring it over to him because he probably has the right tools for this. Bring on the Disney ears. That also means Minnie can wear the princess crowns. Yes, she can. Ooh, I love this. I'm going to need to find a princess crown to put her in. If you do, she's not wearing her bow though. So there's that. Let's see. There's such a typical cat expression when owners dress them up, right? Like, I was thrilled that we got a Grumpy Cat, even though it's not branded Grumpy Cat, because I'm sure that would be an IP thing. Like, just perfection, and that's one of my favorite animals that we have in our collection. What is that last one's name? The mini with the hair. I'm so sorry. I put it up already. The mini doll with the hair. That's it. I'm bringing a drill to Brick Rodeo. Yay! Awesome. Okay, great. In that case, yeah, I'll bring my minifig hair pieces. Perfect. Sounds good. I love it. What is the last one's name? The mini with the hair. Let me look and see. This is Autumn from Friends. And then I showed you Liana, Liann, or Leanne, not Liana, Leanne, Liann, also from Friends. And then we have, I showed you the one from Wish. I can't remember his name right now. It begins with an M. Hector, what's his name? You know his name. I think it begins with an M. He's a very handsome Disney prince. Magnificent? Is it Magnificent? Really? Huh, okay. I thought it was similar to that, but I didn't think that was that actual word. But I was wrong. Thank you. Okay, so back to the store. We got 2 Mickey ears and a mini ear so far in this bag. And the mini ears are pink. Now, the cool thing is, fast forward through the set, and you get mini ears in silver with a very shiny bow in the front that's like a transparent, shiny transparent. And you get, you've seen the pink, you get the black and red, which I showed you on Grumpy Cat. So there's 3 styles of mini ears. The Mickey ears are all solid black, which I think is perfectly fine. So I love, though, that you get so many. And I think, let's see, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 4 Mickey ears. And I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4 mini ears total. This is not the right instruction bag to look. Here, I think this one is. If you want, well, whether you want to or not, I'm going to look it up. Pocahontas was the other character you showed with the mini ears. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Back of instruction book says, dun, 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 4 Mickey ears, 3 Minnie ears with a red. So there's more somewhere else in the set. Where would silver be? There's so many pages in here. 3 Minnie ears with the pink and 3 Minnie ears with the silver. So we are getting 9 Minnie ears in here. Oh, 9 Minnie ears and 4 Mickey ears. That's awesome. That is really, really awesome. That's cool. Good stuff. Pocahontas was the other character. Yep. Was looking for Autumn. You're right. And no way to look for the hole in Bricklink besides the pictures. Right. And so it's just like you're limited with figuring out the information yourself because it's just not as clear in all of those ways that we typically look for information about sets and stuff. So kind of a bummer, but again, I'm thrilled that we have them in general. I really want the mini ears for me. And actually it's funny because the ones that I do have are actual Mickey ears. They're not mini ears. I've never worn mini ears, but also when we first got them, I think I would have felt maybe a little embarrassed to wear mini ears at the time. And now I think I would rock it and would love it. So it's really fun just to see how like life changes over time, right? And we feel more comfortable or less comfortable or whatever in our own skin. And yeah, that's one little area where I'm like, I would love to wear my own mini ears. Thank you very much. Please work on this for me, Lego and or Mighty Morphin J. All right, we are getting a register. It's a very simple cash register. I always love to see the little ways that they build these. So in this case, we have the printed typewriter type keys, and then we've got that little screen, right, for like where you would swipe your card or do the screen reader thing or whatever, the key card thing. I love that they use the typewriter for the keyboard because it feels very nostalgic and fits the vibe of what we would expect to see in a set like this. And we also have, I forgot about this, we also have another bin that goes between Mickey and Minnie ears and includes one sword and one magic wand. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Different song or different IP there with my song. All right, now we got to move to the other open bin. Yeah, it's driving me nuts that I have these this way, and I never want to do it again. But I am glad I did because I had a lot of fun playing with the Mickey and Minnie ears before building set. But it's definitely confusing to know like what bags I opened and where all the pieces are and whatever. Also, I have other parts in here that came from other bags that were all in that Ziploc, and that was because I pulled them out to do that video. And I'll show you just 2 of them because I love these. This is my favorite torso in the set. I am obsessed. This is going to be when I go to Disney again, my Disney torso for sure. It's so cute. And I really, really want this. It looks like it's a hoodie. I really want this as a real hoodie in real life. And then this is the other one that I got for Philip. And he was wearing this one and I was wearing that one in my little reel that I did. So the Stormtrooper on one side with thought bubbles, which I thought was super cute. And then on the back side, Darth Vader. And the reason I opened those 2 in particular, I actually looked for the bag that had this one because I wanted that one in particular for me. But the Darth Vader one came in one of the bags that has the Mickey ears. And so that's why that one went for Philip. Otherwise, I probably would have gotten him I think one of the Marvel ones or something. He enjoys Star Wars, but that wouldn't be his top choice probably. So, all right. Yeah, Autumn is one of my favorite characters that they introduced with Friends Part 2 in the 10-year anniversary when they relaunched the line. Her storyline is always great, and I think they've done a very, very good job with creating compelling and interesting stories that kids can relate to. In that series, they made characters that are likable and interesting and have challenges that kids can relate to. And they designed them with diversity in mind. So thinking about how do we ensure that when kids are building and playing and engaging with Lego and with these stories, that they're able to tell some of their own stories that fit their own narratives, and also learn stories that fit other people's narratives and experiences. And I just like my heart has a big soft spot for Friends and the Friends lines. I think they've done a really, really beautiful job, especially with this round two. I think their original intent for Friends, to pull in more girl builders, was smart and worked very well. And also gave them some additional heat because some people felt like it was too gendered and too focused on what's girly and whatever. And I think some of that heat was well deserved, and I think some of it was also misplaced to some degree. But this second wave of Friends, I'm glad that they've, in kind of reintroducing them, they took a lot of that thought process into consideration, and just knocked it out of the park. The sets have incredibly unique build instructions and part usage and stuff, and there's so much you can learn from the Friends sets now that I think feels a little different and more mature than it used to. And they also recognized that they had a series of Friends fans, these kids who grew up building with the Friends dolls and love it, and that's a big way that they interact and engage with Lego, who are now young adults or in adulthood already. And so there's a lot of nostalgia around that. So I think that also led them to say, we need to continue to build and create some intentionally challenging and interesting builds using the Friends line, so that we still continue to engage that now young adult and adult audience, which I thought was great. So I always bought the Friends sets because I loved all the colors. There were so many fantastic colors that you could get in larger amounts in those Friends sets. I hated the mini dolls when they first came out. I really didn't connect with them at all. And then when the new Friends wave came out, just before that, we were in London, and I bought, over the course of the years, I bought some poly bags that were Disney Princess poly bags, because I was like, oh, this one comes with Flounder and Sebastian. I really want that. And then now I also have an Ariel, and I can use her in different ways. And then I was thrilled when the Disney CMF lines came out, because I am partial to minifigures. So I was like, well, now I have a Little Mermaid in both minifigure and mini doll format. Then we went to London around the same time as the new Friends line was launching, and there was a set that was a Disney Castle set with 5 princesses in it, and it's normally like $150, and or maybe just 100, but still, it was a very high price set, and it was listed as $26, and for sure at least a fourth of the price, if not much more. And I don't know why that store had it at that price, but I thought, well, I'm buying this. Like, I really want all these mini dolls, and all these parts, and what a great way to get them. So we bought it, and I took it out of the box and filled my suitcase with all the bags, and then built it when I got home. And it was shortly thereafter that they released the Enchanted Treehouse set. That is the Disney Princess Battle Pack, is what I call it. And a lot of other people do, because it had 14 Disney Princess mini dolls in it. But this was all at the time when they were kind of revamping a little bit of the look and feel of the Disney princesses in the Friends mini doll style. And I fell in love with them because of these Disney princesses. They looked just so perfect. They're so well done. I just really, really loved them and was really excited about them. And so at that point, then they introduced the new Friends. And I have a friend who worked at the Lego store, who had an extra copy of the Friends 10-year anniversary employee gift, that he gifted me as a very generous, kind thing, because he said, I know that you do DEI work, and I know you care about this stuff. I don't really need this. It's just taking space in my house. I was like, oh my gosh, how sweet. I love it. It's something that I love to have on display at the holidays. It's really, really beautiful. And it does tell a beautiful story of like this whole Friends story, that the whole like why Lego created Friends, and how it evolved over time and all that kind of stuff. So then when they introduced all these new friends, the new wave of friends, I started to buy the sets and also got some review sets. The mansion is incredible. Incredible. And yeah, I just became a huge Friends fan. And the great thing, or Mini Dolls fan, the great thing too is all of that happened before we got Wednesday as Mini Dolls and before we got Wicked as Mini Dolls. And when they announced them, I loved them. And I felt like that's how they were meant to be. And I was super happy about it. And obviously, if you've been in the Lego community for a minute, you've probably seen the hate that came related to both of those. But y'all, it is undeniable when you look at them that they look so strong. Like they're really perfection in the way that those are designed. Now, am I glad that we also got the wave of minifigs? Yes, I'm glad we have the minifigs in Wicked. But I prefer the mini dolls this time. And that was something I didn't think I would say, which is really fun. Also, the jewelry box that I did, it's in the other room, but the Aladdin one, or Jasmine one, I should say, they are meant to be mini dolls. Like they look so perfect. And I think JJ had said that in the chat or in the comment on the reel that I posted about it of like, normally not a mini dolls fan, but this time I feel like it fits. And I agree. It's really a good connection. Okay, that was a huge ramble and rant about why in defense of mini dolls. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Michelle, yes, I saw this today. She posted a tutorial painting minifig hair pieces. Yes, it was so good. She is a dear friend of mine, and we've become closer really ever since I was on Lego Masters. And I mean, she was sweet before, but then now we have this really cool thing in common. And she immediately was everyone from past seasons has been so kind and welcoming to all of us as like new to the new class of like contestants in the Lego Masters family. But we became really close, and we had a really awesome time together in Denmark when we were there for Fan Media Days. For both of us, it was our first time ever getting to go this last year. And I've also gotten to spend some time with her at Brick Slopes and Brick Rodeo. And she is a genuinely nice and wonderful person. So there you have it. And yes, everybody should check out the video. It's really good. And she shows the mini doll sig fig that she made as well as her minifig one. So I was also thinking of sending Michelle's video. I love that. Yay. And yes, great minds think alike. Y'all are both people with great minds. So yay. Oh my gosh. This is fun, y'all. I love these live streams because you all make it so fun and you all are so kind and friendly and engaging in the chat. Like these are just such a joy and such a fun way for me to get to do some of these review sets with y'all. I never, ever want to take it for granted that we get review sets. And there can be times when I can feel stressed and frustrated because, oh my gosh, there's a lot to do and, you know, I'm behind or whatever. But I never feel rushed when I get to this place with y'all because I feel like you're here to hang out and you care about seeing the set, but it's not necessarily like you're not coming to my content for a set review per se, right? That's probably not your primary reason for being here. You're here because you're nice and friendly and enjoy conversation and enjoy the others that are in the chat and engage each other in the chat, which makes me so happy. I feel like that's what I was hoping would happen with cultivating an online community, is that it would be full of wonderful people just like yourselves. So pats on the back to all of you for being so great and wonderful. And for also like, I think the live streams helped me put less pressure on myself to like crank through reviews and have a good review and all that kind of stuff, because I always felt kind of weird with some of the reviews because I'm like, I approach things very differently. It's not, you know, I like to show people build techniques. I like to talk about DEI. I like to, you know, think about sets from a different lens, think about like how stuff goes into mocks and that kind of stuff. And for a little bit, I actually felt a little bit like an imposter in this space because my accounts are small and like I don't do reviews in the same way other people do. And then it was made very clear to me that that's what Lego wants. They don't want us all to do the exact same thing. They chose us for a reason, and they value what we bring to the table and the communities that we're cultivating. And so that gave me more freedom to feel like I don't have to show up in a certain way. I have to show up as myself. And this way of streaming with y'all and hanging out with y'all is a big way that I feel like I'm able to show up as myself regularly. So thank you. Da-da. Oh, all the emotions. I'm getting all sappy now. Did anybody watch the Tony Awards? Speaking of emotions. I had our dear friend Sean over. She is a very, very close friend of ours. She is the other person who went with us on the trip for our friend Marianne's birthday. So the four of us, I consider like our Austin family. And she came over for the Tonys, and we had a really great time. Usually the four of us watch the Tonys together, but Philip and Marianne were already on their work trip. And yeah, it was really, really fun. And we loved seeing Pink. She did a fantastic job. You have to look up the opening number. It was really, really good. Okay, I want to show you one thing that you probably already know, but this is a technique that I think is important to be aware of, specifically when you're doing character design. So these fun archways fit perfectly over these 1x4 curved ditties, these 1x4 curved bricks. And the reason that's important is if you want to have like a solid wall type thing, or like an eyeball, let's use that as an example. You take two of these, turn them sideways, and you put one curve this way, one curve this way, and you sandwich it between those two. That will allow you to have like the solid color definition of that line there. And if you do a double tall one, ooh, let me just go grab one. I want to show you this. I want to see what this looks like, because now I'm curious and it's now becoming a mock in my brain, actually. So if we grab, let me see if I can get a different color. Well, I've got gray, so nope, here's red. Here we go. We'll do red. If we grab this, here we go. This is also why I want to have multiple cameras set up so that I don't completely disappear when I'm gone. If we were to do this type of a thing, oh, decommit. I need. Now I sound weird when I say it. Okay. Here we go. This will work. Oh, shoot. This is the wrong size. Okay. Oh, I know what I need. Please hold. Y'all are like, I came here to watch you build the Disney castle. Get back to it. Here we go. We'll take two of those. And then I'll do one of these. Perfect. So, if you were to do, instead of just one wide like we have here, if you were to do two wide, like so, okay? Then when you put that in that little curve, dadgummit. This is also a life lesson, and I'll show you this lesson in just a second too, but these curves have changed their mold. So you have to make sure you have the right mold. This brown mold is the exact same one as this one, okay? And you can see how it kind of has like two little feet on it. Whereas this red one is, I want to say this is the new mold, or maybe this is the old mold, but it doesn't have those little feet on it. This one doesn't work for it. However, the tan one does. So with the tan one, you could even have the eyes like bulging out from the side, which now I'm going to do as a mock sometime. I'm going to build a character that has eyeballs where they're sticking out in front of a head using this technique. So yay, there's some fun new build techniques for you. But and also total tangent from our build today. But thank you for coming to my second TED Talk of the day. Hi, Paul. Welcome back. Again from Albany. Thanks for reminding me. Your husband and you caught the national tour of Moulin Rouge. Yay! We saw the stage production for Philip's 40th, and it was so good. So good. When we were there, it was, oh, hang on, I'll come back to it. But the guy who was leading it was Boy George, which was just really, really fun. Such an incredibly visual show. I would love to see how it translates to the traveling. That's really cool. And how fun. Did you watch the Tonys? And what did you think? Yeah, those curves fit perfectly under the arch, which I just was super excited about. You missed it, but have seen just about every Cola Scola interview. I love them so much. They are so, so very funny, and witty, and just like always bring me all the joys and giggles. And I wish we could have seen them in Oh Mary, but also I wish we could see Oh Mary, period. It would be such a treat to get to see that show. So maybe someday. Hey Penny, she's got her coughs. It's just a regular part of life these days, and it's okay. Hi, sweetie, go get some water. She really misses Philip. Pink really breathed new life into the Tonys. Agreed. It was so good, and I love how she. I saw an interview where she said, I demanded that in the opening number, I got a chance to make fun of myself at the very beginning. And it just was like, it was so good. It was so, everything about it was so perfect. And I felt like she was the perfect host for sure. So, all right, here is the end of bag 16. Let's turn it around so you can see a lot of what we did, those walls and exteriors, and look at the little archways. Or the entryways with the little like banner type, what do you call that? The boop, 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 the scallops. Really cute. So very well done. And now we finally get to bag 17, and this is where we get our minifigure friend wearing the Stormtrooper suit. So, and we get the first balloon. Oh, cool. I'm excited to show you this. This is something I was wanting to or was excited to get to. Okay, this is bag 17. Let me find. I'm almost done with the ones that I had to pre-open, so that's good because I'm ready to be done with this weird approach to rebuilding or to building. So, all right, bag 17, and we get this lovely lady. She's got two face prints, so I'll show you the face prints first. First, she has a very happy face. And flip her around, and she's still got a happy face, but it's a little bit more like a smirk. Her torso is really cool, that double-sided print, which is fun. If you wanted, you could flip the arms on the minifig to go the opposite direction, and you have the Darth Vader on the front. I will not bother to do that because I'm happy with it as it is, but a really good way to do this. And this headpiece is designed with the hole in top to where she can wear the mini ears. I'm so jealous. But she is the first fig that we get in the set that comes with the mini ears. And this is a brand new Mickey Mouse balloon element. It was created for this model. Ta-da! So fun. So that park guests can carry and hold the balloons throughout their visit and take an iconic selfie with them. This is the other piece that I was just thrilled about. And I want to say that we get 3 of them in this set in 3 different colors. We might get 4, but I can't remember. In the set, I think the first bag would have some, or the first instruction book. Yeah, the first instruction book has 3. So that means there's at least 4. I think there's only 4 though. So there's 2 lime green, because you can see there's 3 up there up top, where there's like the magenta and the light blue as well. So yeah. And I don't see any in the other pictures. But yeah, how fun is she? Work it, girl, with your mini ears and your balloon. All right, so now we're going to build these protruding window type shapes for the building, which is so fun and so whimsical. I'm so happy with the way this set is coming together. It's really a nice, detailed set. I am curious to know how many people will buy this that don't have the that don't have a Disney castle that can pair with it. Knowing that, like we talked about, the Disney World Cinderella's castle isn't actually the right castle technically to go with the Main Street. I think it doesn't matter. If you want to put them together, put them together. That's great. That'll look fun, I'm sure. And I'm guessing a lot of people will do that. There probably are Disney purists who will be very opposed to that. And that's fine too, if they want to be that way. But yeah, I am curious as to like, who is the target audience for this set in particular, and who do they anticipate would buy it, and how do they anticipate that people would display it? Also, it makes me wonder, are we gonna get a large scale Sleeping Beauty's castle? Like maybe that's gonna come. That would be really cool. So let's see. Enrique is 100% the target audience for this set. Yes, that is true. There are people who are like 100% this is for them. But I just wondered, like, did they expect that this set would sell to the same people who also bought the Disney Castle? I'm kind of guessing so, right? Do they expect that people will want to display this separately without a Disney Castle? Probably. And I'm guessing a lot we will. We don't have a Disney Castle, so but like I said, now I really want the little mini Sleeping Beauty one, and to do like a forced perspective type view of it. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do that. I've also been wanting the not micro scale, but the smaller scale Cinderella's castle with Mickey. And then it makes me feel like if we were to get that one, that then we have to get the little micro scale. Wasn't there a micro scale Ariel with like the undersea castle thing? Did I make that up? I think that exists, because we have the Agrabah, which is beautiful, really, really beautiful, and full of some really cool build techniques. So I saw a light kit that's being developed for it that looks incredible. Oh, I bet. I really, really bet. That's really fun. We do a lot of the light kits for the modulars and larger sets that we have, and a lot of them go over here in our den in the bookshelves. And so those light kits really make a big difference, and I am super happy to have them lit up and on display. So this would be a good one. I should look into that for sure. All right, here's like the little storefront window. I thought it was the window, but it's actually the door frame, it looks like, which this makes sense. And then we're doing that same technique that I mentioned before of creating those like little slats, the wooden slats, except this time we are using these corner snap bricks, which work perfectly for that too. So it's going to create a very nice facade for this building. All right. Does anyone have fun stories behind your screen names? Like mine is obviously connected to my name. Maya's is connected to her name. But curious about like Paul, yours is likely your name, right? But those of you who have fun and interesting ones, what's the story behind it, if you want to share? Oh, JJ, if you're still on, I also wanted to mention, so Philip's company, Indeed, is a sponsor for the German national team, not national team, one of the German teams in particular. And that's part of why he was really excited to get the Germany kit. So he is very, very excited to get to see some of the games in person when he's in New York this week, or weekend, I think, is when they start, and then to watch a bunch at home. So I didn't get any Germany kits. I decided I'm only going to buy the one shirt because I don't need more clothes. So I have a FIFA World Cup shirt that's just a general one. And I'll be wearing that for the different matches, or I'll be wearing some of my Austin FC stuff. All right, here is what that corner looks like once you put in all those little squares. Really, really good. And then once you attach it here, it just looks really nice and sleek. Now, one thing that I will say is it is very hard to get the spacing on all these perfect. And I think, yes, you can fit in these perfectly in there. So I'm going to do that across all of them to make sure that the lines are accurate, because that's going to bother me otherwise. So the other set that has this, actually, I'll make that a trivia question. Do you know the other set that has this technique? What was one of the first big sets that had this technique? And I'm saying one of the first big sets. I actually don't know the history before this set, so maybe there were others before. But there's one set that's known for this technique. So for my screen name on YouTube, I panicked and went with the generic Power Rangers plus my initials. I love that. Oh, EJ, that's cool. Wait, Mighty Morphin. Yeah, Mighty Morphin EJ. Okay. On Instagram, I opted for the more Lego friendly, crooked but done. Right. And I remember asking you at one point, like, what does that actually stand for? So yeah, I'm glad to know the crooked but done. And I think it's such a clever play on the words. Do you think you have a drill bit small enough for this? You've got me like fixated on this now, and I'm stuck there. Of course. I love knowing though a little bit more about like where yours came from. What's funny is you could look at it and I could see morphine instead of morphin. And like I could see Mighty Morphine J instead of Mighty Morphin EJ. I think a Dremel might be better. Probably true. Yeah, yeah. You're looking into it for real. Yes! I love this so much. It could be an entire workshop. Bring your sig fig and get it ready to wear mini ears. That's really funny. All right. This is tedious, y'all. I think I would be annoyed if it were like an entire massive building with this detailing, but I like it for the scale of this, because just when you start at a point where you're like, I'm ready to be done with this, you're pretty much done. So not too bad. Okay, I have it. I'm gonna put it on. Oh, look, some text from somebody wanting money for their campaign. What else is new? I feel like 90% of the text messages I get are not real people anymore. And the unfortunate reality is that results in me missing a lot of texts from real people because I just don't pay as much attention to them anymore. Don't know why it says Poland. What says Poland? I just picked Texas so people would know I'm in Texas, Poland. That's funny. So I'm in Texas, Poland. The numbers were part of my school ID number. You're in Texas, Poland? I didn't know there was a Texas in Poland. That's now forever going to be where you live in my brain. Missy lives in Texas, Poland. That's funny. When I did like AOL screen names, so this is definitely aging me. But back in the day, and we all came up with our own like clever names or whatever. Which this is funny because I didn't have cable, so I had no way to watch this show. But I would do Johnny Bravo because JB and my name was Justin Brady. So I was like, Johnny Bravo, they have the same initials. And I'm sure it was like, I just thought it was like a cutesy, I thought the cartoon was attractive, probably. Like, that's probably what was going through my head at that time in my little teenage brain. But it's so funny because it's like I had never seen the show. I think the one or two times that I finally saw it, I was like, I actually don't like this show. But that was like my default name all the time. There is now a Texas Poland. Yeah. Yeah, I had no idea, but now we know. The more you know. Bing. All right. Finally got this finished. It took a long time. But the cool thing is, it is going to sit on this spinny little thing. So we've got the turntable, and that turntable allows it to go in at an angle, which just adds a little bit more whimsy and fun to it, and makes the building look even more cool when you're looking at it. It matches better what you would see in real life, and it's intensely hard to get on. There we go. It's like, why is this not fitting in? All right, y'all. That is so satisfying. That is so satisfying. Artsy theater kid. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. And I love the Z. That's really good. That's really good. Bev, I love it. And also now most of us, that is what we do, right? It's funny whenever you see people's emails on like their resumes or whatever, if you're ever in a position to be hiring people and you're like, oh, that's an interesting choice. That's a, yeah, that's a, you chose to go with Taco Bell fan or whatever, right? For the rest of your life professionally. That's it, yeah. So, or you can tell when someone made their email address or username when they were like a teenager. You're like, yep, showing that cool teenage sense of humor that you had, aren't you? All right, lots of brackets. Brackets. And let's see, what time is it? Okay, it's 4:00. My goal is to get through, well, my goal was to get through the whole Emporium. We'll see what happens. I thought we were closer than we are. So, but we'll see. We'll see how far we make it today. I had leftover Chinese food that Sean and I did Chinese for the Tonys because Philip doesn't like Chinese food, doesn't like Asian food in general. So we don't eat it as often. He still will sometimes, but it's just not his thing. And so anytime I get a chance to do Asian food, I'm like, yep, that's what we're getting. And Sean likes Asian food and also knows that that's what happens when Philip's gone. So she was like, if you want, we can do Asian food. So that was good. Okay. This is a fantastic sticker that could be reused in different ways. Because it just says Disneyland with the right font, of course. And it is going to go over here on this side of the building. And then we have another one that says toys. And we have another one that says Emporium. So ooh, are any of y'all getting the Bricklink Designer Program sets? That was something I wanted to ask y'all today. If you didn't know, today was the day that they went on sale for pre-order. They will ship in November, which is a long ways away. But this would be the day to get them. So if they're not already sold out, I know that they go very, very quickly. I jumped on it and got the air balloon, and I am so excited. We got to see it in person at Fan Media Days, and it's just stunning. That one, and then I want to say from the last series, they had the robot. We got to see both of those series in person, and those two were the two that stood out to me the most. But this will be the first one that I purchased through that process. I have one that was gifted to me from Bricklink because I did some work on their DEI work when they first got acquired by Lego. I did not really work. I kind of had a consulting type call with them about some stuff that they could do. And I connected them to my consulting firm that I was working with at the time. So it was a free call and then connection there. And they took some of the things I said into consideration and did them, which was nice to see that they followed through. But they surprised me with sending me one of the castle sets, which is up there, and it's really beautiful. And I remember that build experience being so cool and just thinking how neat that we're now getting into where you can buy people's mocks like fully put together like a set in that way and have a very interesting mock style build experience. So yeah, I was curious on if any of you had ones you were really excited about and jumped on it or not. In all the past times, I haven't bothered to look. And I feel like usually by the time it's even crosses my radar, it's like, yep, it's already sold out. And I think they've done a better job with managing some of that too. That was some of the conversation they had with us at Fan Media Days was like, here's what we're doing to kind of address some of that and help improve the process and make it more equitable and fair for people. So yeah. But I'm very excited for the beautiful, beautiful build that'll be coming our way. And I had enough points to pay for the entire thing, which was awesome because I save up my points until there's something I'm really, really excited about. And this is something I was really, really excited about, but I still... and it also wasn't like a double point situation, which I would never do double points. I would never encourage you to use your points during double points because you earn more points if you don't use it then. I would only use it when it's regular points. But yeah, so I was excited. So when I went to redeem the points through the website, it wouldn't let me pay for the set after redeeming them if I tried to redeem all of it. So instead I redeemed like $60 of the $80 and paid 20 or something like that. And that let me do it. So for some reason, it wasn't letting me just like essentially get it for free or, paying only with those VIP or Lego Insiders points. So, all right, done with bag 17. So we get all of the exterior, the front door area. We get our little friend here. Hey. Which honestly, this friend actually reminds me a little bit of Marcella, who was my guest on Monday. And the reason it does is she's a huge Star Wars fan. And I remember when seeing the torso, I was like, oh my gosh, that torso would be perfect for Marcella. So I need to ask her if she's seen this and if she had the same thought. Because to me, this torso is like absolutely perfect for her. And I need to know from her if she does Mickey ears or Minnie ears or neither, but I think she's a Disney fan too, so I will check. I know she plays Lorcana. Help me out, those of you who know. Let's see. Okay, what else do we got? On Instagram, I use my childhood nickname for my Lego and book profiles. That's fun. So that's where Tito comes from. That's cute. No, but I got the Water Lilies Botanical. Fun. I have that in the other room waiting to be built. And it looks really cute. By the way, I enjoyed your live stream the other night. Yay! Thank you so much for joining. I have really, really been enjoying reconnecting with my buddies from Lego Masters and hearing the fun questions that you all have in the chats. It's really been a lot of fun. So I'm so grateful that so many people have been popping in for those. We will be doing the Wicked episode next Tuesday or next Monday. And I don't know yet who my special guests are. So I had guests lined up for those first 3 weeks, and I have a guest lined up for week 5 who happens to be Maya on the chat. But week 4, I'm still hammering out those details. So as soon as I know, I will post about it. My goal is always to have the information posted by Thursday. So we will see if that happens. Hopefully it will. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And it's been great to see John every week. I went from spending every moment of every day with him while we were filming to like not seeing him for a long time and all of these different things. Ariana, better answer your call to be your guest. I know. I've been just hounding her. And she's like, I just don't want to steal the spotlight. And I'm like, girl, I get it. But Cynthia already said no. And we know how J-Bay is. He's just not going to do it. He's too big of a celebrity now. How rude. Oh my God. I wish I could get them as guests. That would be the biggest dream. Y'all, when we were filming, they were so mean to us. So, not really mean, but our season was filmed during the writer's strike, which meant that no actor was going to show up to promote their film by being on our show. And if you watch past seasons of Lego Masters, they had like Chris Pratt and all different types of people, Terry Crews and Nicole Byers, and like amazing celebrities. And I am missing a piece. What's bizarre is there's the piece in green. And I don't know if that needs to be in this set or if it was supposed to be brown and they gave me the wrong color, or if my eyes are deceiving me, which is quite possible, and it's in here and I'm just missing it. But because there is this weird green one, I'm going to look it up and see if it comes in green, because that would be an odd thing to have happen. Anyway, we couldn't have any celebrities, and we knew that was going to be the case. And we were like, oh, bummer. And then, no, there is one in this set in this color. Okay, let me look again. I'm sure it's right here, and I'm just not seeing it, you know? Oh, dear. Okay. And I just opened up a little bag. It's not in there. Let me check one other spot. I had saved the paper bags from these just in case this happened. Wow. So I may have learned my lesson with opening the bags ahead of time. Bummer. It's okay. I have this in black or white. And I also have it in green here. I will check with the Lego Investor Network. We have a thread in there for like anytime there's an issue in a set for people to report it. And sometimes it's like that one person, they're the only person who had that weird issue for them. And other times it's like, oh yes, we realized that it was in like a batch of sets that all had that same issue. Let me look at bag 18. So I think this is, oh, hey, never throw away your paper bags, y'all. There's the piece. It was hidden in here. Thank goodness I did not throw those away, because I would have lost that piece altogether. It would have gone in the garbage. Oh, goodness. Okay. Crisis averted, y'all. Thank you, past Justin, for thinking to do this way. Because I was able to get it. So see, it wasn't as dramatic as it seemed. We're fine. We're fine. So we did not have celebrities, and we knew that going into it. And we were bummed, but it's like at the same time, we also got to be on the show, and that's cool. And they bumped up the filming earlier because of the writer's strike. So like that worked out in our favor as well, to be able to do it when we did. And so it was like, you know, you win some, you lose some, it's okay. And then during the Wicked episode, Will Arnett over and over and over again teased us and was like, hey everyone, look over there, it's Ariana Grande. And we're like, stop, it's not funny. And Sage believed it every time, bless her heart. I was like, oh Sage, he's doing it again to you, he's just being mean. He's just being mean. Yeah, she was never there. She never showed up for her episode where she was supposed to greet us. We also, in that episode, Jeff Goldblum talks to us through a video. We didn't see that happen in real life, which was a bummer. They edited that into the magic later, and we were like, really? We can't even have like a video of him? Come on. So it was a bummer. I do think that one was less of the writer strike stuff and more of they were rushing to get this filmed, and so they had to fly and just didn't have all those things in place. Because typically they would film in February, but they bumped it up because of the writer's strike. So there's your little inside story for the day. And here is a little piece of furniture that's adorable. Look at this little stand where you can get your little princess crown, or you can get some mini ears. And while we're at it, let's take the extra princess crown and do what our friend Sean said earlier. Yeah, I was so hoping Jeff Goldblum would walk out. Okay, here we go. Look at the princess. She's so pretty. She's so pretty. Princess Minnie. That's her song from her Disney movie that it didn't really land. And so they decided to just scrap it altogether, which is a bummer because she is a Disney princess. She is the OG Disney princess. Minnie, I promise you, your life is not, your value is not tied to the fact that your Disney princess movie never came out. It's not you. It's the algorithm. It's AI. All of it. Just total fail. Yeah, I really wanted Jeff Goldblum to come out. I really wanted to meet Cynthia Erivo and Jonathan Bailey. Oh my God, I would have lost it. Philip probably wouldn't have ever spoken to me again. That would be like FOMO too much, and it's over. I don't think he would have been able to handle that all that well. So thankfully for our relationship, that didn't happen, I guess. Okay, so it fits right here. And it's also on one of those spinning turntables, which is so smart. And then we're going to get some other stands in here. And I think some of these other stands are going to have some of our Mickey ears. So, but yeah, so we missed out on celebrities, and that's okay. We didn't need them. They didn't need us. But yeah, that was one of the things that was like a little bit of a bummer of like, oh yeah, we're not going to get that exciting moment. But also, when the Wicked stuff, this is another fun fact behind the scenes. When the Wicked stuff happened, that episode, not a single word had been uttered into the world yet about the look and feel and vibe of what Wicked was going to be. Like, it was known who was cast, and that was it. And it was known that it was in production. But all of this was filmed before the very first ever commercial preview for Wicked came out. That first preview was during the Super Bowl in 2024, and we filmed October 2023. So when we walked into that room, I'm talking about stuff that like I'll probably talk about again on Monday, but when we walked into that room and saw the huge mask that is the wizard's head, I thought it was a Mardi Gras mask. I did not think it was Wicked at all. And the lighting in the room to me looked purple and yellow and green, because it was like green, pink, and gold. And the gold was minimal, but what I was seeing and the way my brain was interpreting everything, I saw the mask, I instantly thought Mardi Gras. And so the colors looked purple and green, and then elements of gold. What it actually was pink and green and the wizard's head. And it was just like not something that I was expecting in the slightest, and ended up being such an incredibly fun episode. So tune in on Monday to hear us talk more about it, and about our build. And if you have the opportunity to watch it beforehand, I highly recommend you watch episode 4, Wicked. And I found out recently in the last week or so, actually, I think Brandon told us this in the chat, that it is streaming not only on Disney Plus and Hulu, but also on Tubi. And so depending on where you live, and or if you have a VPN, Tubi could be an option for finding it as well. So All right, we are using the stickers for the backpacks of Groot and Grogu. I like that they're both GR. And then the top of this will have some Mickey ears on top of this piece of furniture, which is cool. And like I said, I'm fine with putting these stickers on because they're on tiles. So like I can easily repurpose that tile in different ways. And I would put it on this color anyway because it matches. You can see on the color that there's a lot of that medium nugget color around the outside edges anyway. So I wouldn't want to put it on a different color because it would look out of place a little bit. The only reason that I would do that with a square sticker is if it looks like it's a vinyl record cover and I wanted to have it with a black outline or a white outline, depending on the vibe that I was going for. So in my record shop modular, I used a whole bunch of stickered square prints and printed tiles as well. And when I first did it, it was before the video line came out. And so all of the records in the store were stickered or printed parts. And then after video came out, I got enough of the beat bits that I replaced a lot of them with the beat bits, which changed the vibe and made it feel a little bit more eclectic and fun and vibrant. Whereas before it felt probably more like what an actual record shop looks like, where it was a little bit more dingy and whatever, because a lot of the stickers were like very used. So maybe it was a used record store before and then it became a new record store. Or maybe like the new records took over the majority of what's in stock at the store. So, all right. We have this little bin type thing that has those backpacks there. On top, it's got these little jumper plate bits, and we put this tile across the top there, and then we put 2 Mickey ears on either side. And this will then be installed in the shop as well. Mickey ears. Here we go. All right. Okay, so here's the piece of furniture. Completed piece. So good. So good. And then it's going to go in. I don't think, or no, it actually does sit on the, I didn't think it would sit on the spinny thing, but it also does. So the other turntable has it too, which then allows you to have this like kind of at an X shape, which is nice. But you could accomplish the same thing by putting it on a jumper plate, but then it would only have one stud connection, and this has 4. So this is a stronger stud connection approach. But yeah, we're getting close to being done with this ground floor, which is really fun. And I just really like the way all the furniture kind of has a similar vibe to it. That it has like the base kind of like this and uses the reddish brown flat line across the bottom, and that even kind of mirrors what you see in the walls with these 3 in the windows. We're also getting some other stickered parts, and it looks like these are dolls maybe, and they are Elsa dolls. Is that right? No. They're Rapunzel dolls. These are cute. These also, I'm sure, will get pilfered from the Disneyland set and become added in other sets too. But look at that. That's super cute. Her long hair. Beside Sleeping the Rapunzel is Moana, which is fun. Fun fact for you, for some color theory knowledge, when you are doing colors that you want to pop next to each other, looking for opposite on the color wheel is one of the best options, because those are meant to be, they cause discord. When you look at them, they look exactly opposite. They look so different from each other. And so the two colors that are opposite the color wheel, if you're looking at purple, would be yellow. And in this case, we've got her yellow hair, yellow locks of hair on that purple. But then also we have the Moana sticker is on yellow, and that'll be side by side with this purple one. So that gives ultimate dimension when you're looking at it. You can also do complementary colors, and that's where it would be the colors that are side by side on the color wheel. And those are meant to cause a little bit more peace when you're looking at them because they harmonize with each other a little bit better. And when I say, like, what did I say? Conflict? Chaos? I can't remember what I said, but like the juxtaposition of these two. It's not that they cause your, like, when you look at it, you're like, whoa, that's jarring. But just visually, they pop against the other one because they are opposites on the color wheel. So color theory plays a huge role in design. And it's something that I think is probably underrated with how well Lego designers incorporate this into the sets. I think sometimes we're just aware of or thinking about it through the lens of like, oh, that looks just like the character that I'm used to seeing. But I like to pay attention to what colors they chose to use for different characters and things, and how that affects the vibe of the set as well. So what are the surrounding or supporting colors that are in the set too? So an example would be like, what colors did they choose to use within the Sleeping Beauty set that has the dragon in order for the dragon to pop really vibrantly? And it doesn't have to be like that much of an intentional science for you. Like your brain doesn't have to, you don't have to go and look at a color wheel and say, okay, these two are opposites, so I have to use these two colors. It's more of something that like you develop over time in studying and learning this type of stuff, that then it just becomes kind of a rote part of how you approach things, which is really fun. So there's your art lesson for the day. So here's our little bin that has the little dolls. And on top, we are building some really fun brick built scenes. Okay, we're finally using this guy that I thought was the wrong piece at first. And these little scenes that are micro scenes are, I'm going to ask you what you think they are, actually, because I think they could be from multiple different films, but they're definitely Disney scene. Ooh, I think I know what this first one is, actually. And the second one, I also think I know what it is, but I want your opinion. So yeah, once I show you them, please let me know what you think they are. Okay, and the little word that are the little words in the instruction book says, shops are packed with toys and souvenirs, which is great, but like, I thought it was going to be a little bit more detailed than that. I thought maybe it was going to tell us the references that are here. So here is one little building. Can anybody tell me what you think this building is? Think on it. Drop it in the chat if you come up with an idea. I think I know what it is, but I don't want to say until some of y'all have guessed. So I'll attach this here. On top. I thought so too. Yeah, I thought Snow White's cottage, Moana's house, or Snow White's house. Moana's house. Really? It could be Moana's house. Now I need to look up Moana's house, but I thought Snow White's cottage. But the other build looks to me like it is Rapunzel's tower. And given that we have Rapunzel and Moana on here, that makes perfect sense that it would be Moana's house. So now I need to look up Moana's house because I was convinced. I saw it and was like, oh, wait, I think this is the cottage. I think if it were the cottage with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, I think they would have used yellow-orange for the roof because that's the color they used in the set for that like thatched roof. But that was my first thought too. But now that you said Moana's house, take a look at this one. Like that is definitely Rapunzel's tower. I don't know what else it would be. And these are side by side on this bin that has a reference to Moana and a reference to Sleeping Beauty on it. right? So it probably has to be. That's probably Moana's house. But now I need to look it up. Okay, this is going to go in here, and this one doesn't rotate. This one just stays firm on the ground. And we are done with bag 18. So to show you the interior now, we've got this sliding little ditty, spinning ditty. We have this one as well with the princess crowns and the mini ears. We have this one that's not spinning, but that you can see the stickers for Moana and Sleeping Beauty in there. And we have the two little mini builds on top that I'm going to say are probably Sleeping Beauty, or no, not Sleeping Beauty, Rapunzel's Tower and Moana's house, because we have the stickers for Rapunzel and Moana below it. But I need to double check that for sure. But that's where we're at right now. This is bag 18. Bag 19 is... Let me see what's in it first. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is really freaking cool. All right, y'all. We are going to do at least bag 19. Sorry, I'm just trying to flip ahead to get a sense of like when a good stopping point is, because I'm not going to get through the whole build today. I knew I wouldn't get through the whole build, but I don't think I'll get through this whole building either. My goodness, there's a lot left to do. Wow. Okay, yeah, I think I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do one more bag. Okay, one more bag, and then we're going to call it quits for the day because I'm getting tired. And Penny also needs my attention here soon. So I've left her alone for quite a while. Tomorrow I'm going to be at the Thinkery. If anybody in town wants to come by, I'm going to be helping out with their Lego World Playdate events, which will be super fun. And they've got Black Mamas Collective and Girl Start there that are wonderful community partners that you should get to know if you don't already know them. Really, really great nonprofit organizations in town. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. But I'll be there for part of the morning and through part of the middle of the day, which also means that Penny will need to be alone for a little bit. And so I want to make sure that tonight she gets a lot of good cuddle time and hanging out, because tomorrow she's going to be all alone for a little bit. Honestly, she will sleep and be fine. She will be like, when I get home, ready to go to the bathroom, I'm sure. And also like, oh yeah, you're here again. If I'm not Philip, then I'm chopped liver. Actually, Marianne is her favorite. That's 100% true. So, okay, we are going to dive into bag 19, which is maybe the coolest part of this build, of this, at least this building. And I am going to kind of narrate as I go and show you bits and pieces as we get through it. But we are building a little pathway that goes across here. And I watched a YouTube video, or maybe it was an Instagram reel, but I watched something the other day where someone was saying, I want to show you the coolest hidden Mickey that I've ever seen. And they were at an ice cream shop in Main Street. And there was a train that went around the top of the ice cream shop and through all these different little Disney areas and such. And there was a little water tank, I think, that when it bumped into it, sometimes the water tank would actually fill up And when it did, it would raise up a hidden Mickey that would show up, or maybe it would light up. I can't remember. Maybe it was a light that came on. But it only happens every so often. And they just so happened to walk in the store like at the perfect moment when it was just about to happen, which was really cool. So when I looked ahead at the instructions for this and saw what's coming in bag 19, I got very excited because I think this might be a reference to that very thing. And if not that very thing, it might just be a similar type of concept. So for those of you that have been to Disneyland more recently than I have, which is quite a few, I think, actually here, do you recall seeing this in the Emporium, where there's like a train or track type setup, and there's like a micro scale, like, or maybe not micro scale, but like a small version of a lot of the Disney references and things? Because this is really cool. This set is full of such fun details with these little tiny, you know, mini builds and things. Like the designers did a great job with incorporating microscale techniques into it. And it's obviously minifig scale as a whole build, but I love minifig scale builds that weave in other types of things. Like if you get a really big sign in a minifig scale build that builds a character face or something, kind of like with the Rave Cave that I was building last week, there's the big bear head, right, for the Cuddle Team leader. So, you know, I know that, or I like it when sets weave the two different styles together. Yay, it's there. Awesome. That's really cool. So is this that exact same thing that I was talking about? Do you know? Or is it just like in the Emporium, they have like another similar thing? Have you seen that hidden Mickey? And did you share that video? Actually, I'm like, I probably saw that video because of you, so I blame you. Okay, this is an odd. Huh. Okay, I'm going to put this together and then I'll show it to you. I'm curious as to what the reference is to. It might be to cars. What vehicle is an orange car? Or it actually might be to a Disney ride. It might be to one of the rides in the park. So on this little build that I'm putting together right now, there's a section that has what looks like a little bit of a mountain type scale. And on it, there's a car or a vehicle that's either driving up or going down. And looks to me like Radiator Springs. So, oh, that was you. Okay. I figured it had to be. I should have just been like, Hector told me, because you're like 90% of what I see on Disneyland stuff, I think, comes from your feed. So that's really funny. All right, let me show you. So this is going to go in the corner. It's like a little mountain type thing. It is giving Radiator Springs vibes, right? What do y'all think that is? Hector, what is it? What is it? Help me know. I need to know right now. Yeah, I don't know what this is specifically. Like it's got to be a reference to a very specific. It's the wildest ride in the wilderness. Oh, I know that's a hint. I feel like I know this. I want to know this. Okay, these are definitely rides because the very next one is instantly recognizable to me. I know this one for sure. For sure. The mountain. Oh my gosh, Splash Mountain. Of course. What was that? Oh, Big Thunder Mountain. Before it was switched to Tiana's Ride now. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So now we've got some debate in the chat on is it Splash Mountain or Big Thunder Mountain? I'll let you two duke it out. The mountain is Splash Mountain, I believe. It probably is Splash Mountain. Well, it's not going into water, which is interesting because on the other side there's water. So, once we get to the other side, we'll see if maybe there's also another one that is clearly Splash Mountain, since it would be going into water on this side. I'll pick this up and show you in just a minute once I'm done with this next micro build. This next one, I absolutely knew and wouldn't have needed help for, which is fun. Like patting myself on the back. The vehicle looked like a train. That's what was kind of in my head too. Was at first I was like, "Is this cars and Radiator Springs?" But then I was like, "No, it doesn't look like a car. It looks more like a cart." And also, if it were cars and Radiator Springs, I would think that it would be a red car, um, or it would look like Mater, which would be hard to distinguish against the colors of Radiator Springs. I'm about to start the Pagani Uptopia Speed Champion set. I'm a fool for the cars. Nice, that's fun. I clearly am not. So I was struggling reading the words that you had there, but that's funny. But that's cool. Nice. I hope you enjoy the set. All right. Who can tell me what this build is? Here, make it a little bit more clear. This one's obvious to me. I love this one. Oh, my eye is looking right through that little spot. Ah. Anybody? Anybody? I know you know this one for sure. There have been 3 movie versions of it, 4 movie versions of it. The Haunted Mansion! Yes, of course. Okay, so now you can see Splash Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, one of those two. I'm thinking Big Thunder Mountain because there's no water. Haunted Mansion. There's going to be more that goes across here. But once we get over here, there's water. So that's where I'm thinking maybe there will be a Splash Mountain, or really Tiana's Adventure, or whatever they call it. Maybe that'll be on that side. We'll have to wait and see. I've never been to Disney, so I don't know any of the ride references. Oh, that's totally fair. And Maya, I really want you to go. We should go together. Let's just make it happen. We could do a big Disney trip and do Disney and do Legoland and go to Hollywood. I'm sure Philip would love to go back to Hollywood again. He was just there actually for work, and he did do a little bit of things. The main thing that he did was the Academy Awards Museum, which he said was amazing, and I definitely want to do next time we go. But we've only been once together, and I was like, hey, let's go again. Because that one time that we went, we also then drove down and spent a day at Disneyland. So that was one of my times going to Disneyland. The other time was in 2009 when I went there for a conference, which going to Disney for a conference is the best conference experience ever. I loved being in California and getting to experience the different weather in November. And I also loved to have the Disney Institute as a component of our experience at that convention. It was really, really cool. And it was really neat to learn about how Disney maintains the Disney magic, which is fun. So wouldn't that be so fun? I would love that so much. Hector, I like your response related to the Haunted Mansion with the emoji. Those are cute ghosts too. I don't think I've ever seen a ghost in YouTube's version of emoji. That's fun. Bev says, haven't been since the early 70s, so you have no clue. Happy Pride! Hey, how are y'all? It is Dan and maybe Simon. Hopefully both of you. Big hug to you both. Y'all, you finished building this already, didn't you? Like, I feel like you flew through it. It arrived at our house, I think the day before it arrived where you are, but I didn't get to building it as quickly. So I only opened it and used and played around with the Mickey and Minnie ears. The best part of it, arguably. So. But yeah, hi. Finished it last night. Oh, fun. Okay, so just a recent thing. It is so fun so far. I started this part first, so I haven't done the fire truck first bag with the popcorn stand, nor have I done the other build that was in that first one, which I think is the fire That is the fire station. That's the one I'm saving for last because I'm really partial to it. And then Crystal Palace will be next after I finish this one. So not today, though. I'm going to run back over with Penny and hang out after we're finished with this bag, I think, because we've been streaming for a while and having fun. And Penny is asleep on the couch, but she's also wanting some attention. As the moment she wakes up, she will want attention. So yeah, going rogue. Yep, just change it all up. Just crazy, outrageous. Okay, I'm guessing if I show you where we are right now with this part, that many of you can guess what this next section is. It's not quite done yet. There's more to come. But I would imagine that you all could guess what it is. Ooh, and we get this color brick, which is fun. It's the new pink, which I really love. I want to see it in more colors. So Dan, now that you're in the chat, tell us all about what's happening this month. What might these Lego fans be excited about towards the end of the month? Yes, Cinderella's Castle. I think that's close, but not quite. It is Sleeping Beauty's castle, and that's only matters just because it's at Disneyland. But I actually first thought it was Cinderella's castle too. So, but it's really pretty. Like it's coming together really well. Once you get those pinks in too, it helps. Pride Habitats! Woo, woo, woo! Very excited for sure. Yes, cannot wait for Pride Habitats 2026. This will be the 4th year or the 3rd year. I can't remember how many years y'all have done it. And is this your 2nd year doing it solo or 1st? 27th through 29th of June, so it's coming up, but it's towards the end of the month, which is great. So you still got some time to build. 4th year. Holy cow, that is so cool. I think the first, I think this was the 6th year of Valentine's Habitats. And so I'm thinking, because no, I think it was the 5th year because I think it started maybe it was the first full year. I need to check on that actually. Oops, I forgot. But yeah, I'm so excited to have it for 4th year. That's really cool. And I feel like it's grown every year too. Philip is already done with his. He actually was working on them at the very, very beginning of the month before he was working on the project that you all saw at the that we talked about at the beginning of the feed. His really cool project he did for his work trip. So, all right, Bev, here we go. Here is the final view of our Sleeping Beauty's castle. It's so pretty. I love this. This is really, really cute. Good job, friends. Lego designers for the win. Okay, it says the famous Sleeping Beauty castle, which was inspired by, this is the reference that Sean was saying, Neuschwanstein Castle, I'm sure I said that wrong, in Bavaria, opened in 1955 along with the first park and has become an icon of the Disney brand globally. Is that a Pride Mickey Loungefly behind you? Why, yes, it is. I got on the, it's the second Loungefly that I've ever owned, and both of them are Mickey. The first one I won from Box Lunch in one of their like silly little Instagram, like share this post and like it and whatever thing. And so they sent me a Mickey and Minnie Halloween Loungefly that's just adorable. And then that was the first one I ever had. And once I had it, I was like, oh my gosh, these are too cute and I'm going to be obsessed. And that's a problem. And then I was on Disney's page specifically looking for a Pride Funko that I couldn't find anywhere. And it happened to be on their website. And it was right after Pride Month ended. And that Loungefly for Pride was there, and I was really excited about it. So, and it was on clearance because it was after Pride Month was over, and so it was actually a decent price too, which was cool. So, but it's really cute, and so both of them, when it's Halloween time, I'll swap. Whoops, it's over there. I'll swap that out with the Halloween Disney Mickey one. So, I've never worn them because I'm like afraid that it's going to get messed up, but they're so cute. All right, then we get this iconic train. Boo-doo-doo. That's not the way a train sounds. Choo choo. There we go. Oh my God, we don't have box lunch here. You went to one in Chicago and I wanted to buy everything. Oh my God. It's so, so cute. They have so many really great things. I actually was hopeful that they would, they used to have something called Box Lunch Collective, where they would partner with creators and it was something that I was looking into, but they actually had a really dramatic thing happen at their annual party where they invited all the creators there, where one of them died from a peanut allergy from something they served, and it became super, super duper dramatic. And because of that, they closed down the project, which was a bummer. Jean actually was a part of it before, and she's the one who I was asking her a little bit more about it. And yeah, it's been a while since they closed it down, and I don't think it's ever going to come back, which is a bummer. So, but I really like them. They're a good business. I don't know enough to. I probably shouldn't have even talked about but I don't know really enough to like speak on what happened at that incident or anything. But I do know that it was like a really scary thing. So, okay, this says the railroad was inspired by Walt Disney's lifelong love of trains. That is really, really sweet. One day we will have a Sleeping Beauty castle in full size like the Disney World castle. I believe it. I would love to see it. The fact that we are getting this year makes me wonder if in a couple years we'll see a Sleeping Beauty castle that could be paired with it. They did the train station one a couple years back, which I loved. And that was when I was also like thinking, oh, that'd be really fun to have, but we don't have room. And then they obviously have done the Disney castle a couple times now. And I think it's about time for them to get around to doing oh gosh, this next one is going to be an earworm for everybody, and I'm so sorry. It's a very good design, and immediately I knew what it was from it. And even just what I just said, you probably would know what this next build is going to be. But these micro builds are so cute. Jan, what did you get from Box Lunch when you were there? I have bought some cute clothes. My favorite sweater, what do you call that, cardigan, is a Mickey and Minnie one where they are like skiing, and I got that from there. It's really cute and cozy. I have some Spider-Man stuff and some Batman stuff from them. Yeah, they have some really cute stuff. So okay, let's see. I need to get, here we go, the gold piece. All right. Who can guess what this is? I think I know what it is. And if it's not what I think it is, we'll have to talk about it. I turn on the Disney train for my cats every now and then they take turns going in the middle, watching the train going around. That is too cute, Hector. I need to see a video of that, please. I think this is A Small World, right? Sing the song. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. You will hate me for the song being stuck in your head. Yep. You can all blame Dan. Ooh, my hair is a mess. Thank you. I do it again. Yes, I believe that's the Small World build. It's cute. There's the train. I like and I don't like how in the Lego sets sometimes they include the information about it and sometimes they don't tell you. So they released a Pirates of the Caribbean lounge flag at Box Lunch. Definitely love it. It's bigger than a regular bag. Really? Okay, that's fun. I need to look into that one. Also, I don't need another bag. Ah! I get so hooked on these things. Dan, how many of the Crocs do you own? I really want one now. I mean, I have the Crocs, of course, but I really want one of the black ones that has the colorful all around the soles. They're just cute. And Philip, actually, he was in here doing his build for that work project all week long. And he was like, God, the floors in here are awful. And I was like, uh-huh. And I'm in here all the time. And, it's pretty terrible. And then the other day I was telling him about how I was going to potentially look at getting the Crocs. And he he would have never been supportive of Crocs ever. I mean, he wouldn't rag on me for it, but it's just not his vibe in any way whatsoever. And his response when I said that was like, those might be really good for the Lego room. And I was like, see, come on. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. I don't think that this one is the waterfall from the, help me out here. We talked about this earlier. Splash Mountain. I don't think this one is Splash Mountain. Y'all, I need your help figuring this one out, though. This might be the Jungle Cruise, maybe? You have 3 pairs and the red ones? The red ones. Yes, I have the red ones as well. But those are the only ones I have. So I need to get on it. I have so much FOMO from all of your amazing Croc stories. Okay, so here is this little boat. This little boat is going to go here in front of this fun waterfall. Can anyone tell me what that would be? Also, let's just show you. This is the end of bag 19. And we got all of those beautiful micro builds. So we have Mysterious Waterfall. We have It's a Small World. We have The Train. Sleeping Beauty. I know you. I walked with you once upon a dream. This one we think is Thunder Mountain, maybe Splash Mountain / Tiana's something, and Haunted Mansion. So, yeah, does anyone know what this is? Dan, do you know? I feel like it's maybe Jungle Cruise, because it's like it looks like the ship that you're on Jungle Cruise, but I don't know for sure. I don't know. Okay. We have finished with bags 13 through 19. And I have an extra pair of pink mini ears in here. So I'm wondering if I didn't put them in where they were supposed to go. I'm going to glance through this real quick. Well, actually, we've got the picture of where we're at in the set right now. I don't think that's where it is. The other thing is it could be in that minifig that I said I need to check with Marcella if she saw the torso and thought of herself with that torso too. But I thought she had silver. So, oh, you know what? I also opened bag 30. So it could be from bag 30. Yep, yeah, that one had silver. So I'm guessing that is from bag 30. And I think that makes sense because I was looking to open one that had the backside of water. Yes. It's such a wonderful joke. It has to be the Jungle Cruise, right? I thought so too. Thank you for confirming that I am smart. Yeah, I opened bag 30 because I wanted to get the balloon out. And I think that's where, or no, wait. We just built her for this set, didn't we? Well, now I don't know. Oh, you know what? There's one other body. I opened bag 30 because I wanted to get this body out. That's what it was. So this one probably comes with the pink mini ears. Now I need to know though. So let's just look ahead to bag 30. It for sure comes with the lady that has that torso. Dan, which torso is your favorite from here? There's so many cute ones. Come on, where's bag 30? Where do you start, bag 30? My goodness, did I pass it? I really did. I'm at bag 33. Shoot. Okay, here we go. Bag 30. Aha, here we go. Bag 30 has Our Lady. So that is where that torso came from, and that's also where the extra mini ears came from. So I am going to Ziploc bag all the stuff from bag 30 together so I don't miss it. Churro guy is my favorite minifig. There's a guy holding a churro in there. I need to look ahead. I think I've seen that actually from looking at all the pictures and stuff. Which also, I remember the first time I saw someone use that technique for a churro, and it was for a little Spider-Man. It was the Miles Morales Spider-Man, I think. And it's so cute. It's like his little bodega churro. And I'm obsessed. All right, so this is bag 30. I'm going to save that for tomorrow or whenever I get around to doing it. We still have more stickers, so I'm going to show you these as well, just to get a glimpse again. It looks like there's an Ariel and an Elsa, a Woody and a Buzz for the dolls type stickers. So take a look at that. And then we've got this one on the side that says Disneyland. And then the two, of course, that I'm obsessed with, absolutely obsessed with, are those two that I'm going to put on tiles because they need to be actual posters and they should have been printed parts in the first place. Which I don't care actually about that at all. I'm always fine with a sticker, but I am not going to put that on the inside of a panel. Then on this one, we have Captain America and Iron Man, Spider-Man, and the Hulk. So those are for kind of doll type boxes too, which is super cute. And then last but certainly not least, we have this sticker set up that has jewelry store, Disneyland, popcorn, fresh, hot, fresh popcorn, Disneyland Fire Department, recycle and waste bin signs, and the Disney flags with the iconic D, which I might want to hang on to one of those and put that on a torso for a Disneyland BrickHeads. Goodness, I need to get another set of these stickers, I think is what's going to have to happen. So, oh, fun. Okay, so it's the one with the stitched torso. Okay, I'm going to have to look ahead and see. What I love too with these instruction books is that it has all the minifigs that come in each section. So these are the ones that are coming in the box that are the ones that I'm working on. The very next bag would have been that little boy, which is super cute. And he's got an alien shirt from Toy Story. This one though, oh, okay, here's Churro Guy. We've got, oh, he's cute. I love his little mustache. We've got this little kid with Flounder. We've got the guy with a Stitch. We have the one that I love the most. That's my favorite of the torsos, that pink hoodie. And then Spider-Man. And when you said Churro, now I need to know what part of the build he's in. I think he might be bag 31, because when I was flipping through, I thought I saw him maybe 32. I feel like they've been doing them like almost every other bag. I want to show people the churro. This other one is another toy store, and okay, there's the little girl. Bag 30, so 28, 30, I'm guessing 32. Thanks for your patience, friends. Yay. I love how the torsos are dual printed. Absolutely agree. And you could flip the, sounds good. Thanks again, Maya, for joining. Good to see you, and I can't wait to see you live with me in a couple weeks for episode 5. With the torsos, you can pop out the arms and flip them around and make it so that it's the front of the torso if you want to. So with most of them, I think it would work. With like the pink one, it looks like that's meant to be a, here we go. With the pink one, it looks like it's meant to be a hoodie. So it may look kind of funny if you flip it around, but with all the other ones, it's not. Okay, here's Churro Guy. He is cute. That is so fun. That's like stupid fun. So cute. Love that churro. And the churro version that came in the Spider-Man one, it was actually a yellow square brick upside down. So I like that this one is rounded and that he has something he can hold on to. All right, friends, one last look. This is bags 13 through 19 of the Emporium. So the second big building of the 3 that you get with the set. Loving the facade, all of the different lines that we get with the effects of those, where we get the snot bricks that give them some spacing, is really fun detail. Once we flip it around and see the beautiful inside, I love this is like arranged to where it may not be meant to spin, but I like that you can spin it around and kind of have it positioned differently. I mean, super obsessed with Mickey and Minnie ears, of course. And this whole top section that has all those micro builds was just perfection. So cute. So that's where we're at and where we're gonna leave it for today. And I want to leave you with one last look at, if I can find it. Here we go. One last look. So we saw the Churro actually is the cat's name. We saw Churro, or Grumpy Kitty, with, oh, never mind, it's not going to work. We saw her with, or him with Minnie ears, and I want to show you once again. I was trying to see if I could get Minnie's bow to fit, but the ears on the cat make it in the way. So here's one last look at our little kitty. Super cute. Whoops. There you have it, my friends. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Dan, have a wonderful night. Say hello to Simon and give big hugs to him and Minnie. We love you all so much. And thanks again for joining. This was a lot of fun. Tune in on Monday if you'd like to hear us chat about the Wicked episode of Lego Masters. And before you do, watch the episode on Tubi, Hulu, or Disney Plus. And I'll let you know tomorrow who our special guests are. Yay! Build kindness, friends. Happy Pride!